in your hair, get your boots on dear, cause we're going out there, don't care about the dress code, put it on, let's go, girls go wild, cause we're going out fresco, ha, no need to perform, hands on our bodies, gonna keep us girls warm, we need social reform, cause we're just so criminal, linguist subliminal, damage is minimal, top percent our largest fraction, massive attraction, girl action, stop that, I'm gonna need a reaction, drop that, you already got your reaction, me, I'm gonna keep on smiling, you're gonna need restyling, I got a quote back from the jeweler, you're getting 20% cooler. Yeah, own this beat. You can call me the king or the ruler, filling on bass, getting horse in the mic. We're getting 20% cooler. We had a great day out, calling my name like Ferris Bueller. It's time to wrap this up. We're getting 20% cooler. 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 Reduce that triple, there's an 8 or a 9 who think they're on my level like a rebel in a bunker, getting shot with a mortar. Bump up and down cause I think you're order. Place your hand on my thigh, don't be coy, I can hear you sigh. Grinding your hips, I'll be flashing my pink, and in 10 seconds flat, you'll be back with a drink. Whoa! Bring out the Bacardi! Twilight sparkle up in the party, tap that like a phone in a cold war room on the 3rd floor, knocking on the front door. Me, I'm kind of a rarity. You, word that dexterity. Lean back now, here's what I meant. Getting caught out like 20%. Yeah, own this beat. You can call me the king or the ruler, filling on bass, getting horse in the mic. We're getting 20% cooler. We had a great day out, calling my name like Ferris Bueller. It's time to wrap this up. We're getting 20% cooler. 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 Yeah, own this beat. You can call me the king or the ruler, filling on bass, getting horse in the mic. We're getting 20% cooler. We had a great day out, calling my name like Ferris Bueller. It's time to wrap this up. We're getting 20% cooler.
Good evening. I'm back. I couldn't be kept down by fucking on a day at Ada. Holy shit. Okay, I had to take a break. I apologize. I went out for cigarettes. I'm back now. How are we doing? I feel like I've missed so much, and yet I haven't because I was on now recording. So I was there. I saw shit. Fuck. Hey everybody. Hey Rage. Hey Mon, hey Priestess, Hoz breaking his fast, lovely to see it. Ellington, how you doing? KHD, how you doing? Mad Mex, great to see you. Bruce, how we doing? Oh, right, okay. There is so much to talk about. Okay, very quickly. Obviously, I used to be a political streamer. I'm not going to talk about the election. That's not a thing that's going to happen here. You're all safe. You're all safe. It is fine. It's fine. I'm personally very, very excited, but you are safe. You are safe. That said, this stream is the Brian Mullins commentary stream because Brian Mullins has been making commentary videos, everybody. I am so excited. I saw these commentary rant videos and they're all like super short and I was like, holy shit, Christmas has come early. Christmas has come early. There's actually like digestible stuff that's not the fucking like roast game. I was like, holy shit. Okay, let's do that. But today is a very special day because we lost somebody. I know this is meant to be a fun stream and that's a very morbid thing to say, but we've lost Doodle Tones. They're gone to the ether. They have vanished outwards, and would I really be doing my job as a gym fan if I didn't talk about it? If I didn't take a little bit of time, just be like, hey guys, maybe we should just start the stream off and have a little look at like the Doodle Tones. Doodle Tones rip. F in chat for Doodle Tones. Pay a respect to an internet Goliath, a legend. Okay, just to be very clear, you can call me fucking Nostradamus, because I called this shit from the beginning. I was like, Doodle will run. Doodles will run. Whatever fucking happens, Doodles will run. It's like, Doodles will leave, will be, like, that will be the end of it, because Doodles will not stick around. Doodles was the one who was scared of this breaking containment. It seems to have happened in the weirdest fucking way as well. Like, we'll get into it a little bit. End of an era, yeah, I know, right? Like, for real, Kurt. How you doing? Okay, quick bit of housekeeping first as well. I am taking some time off my real life next week, so I will be around a bit more to do random stuff, but also I really do have some projects I need to be getting on with. For those of you who've been bugging me about those projects, I'm sorry, I suck at making stuff. This is so much easier. So, yes, we're going to start with Doodles, then we'll get into Brian. So, yeah, well, because I have to. Now, this video is titled, I shit you not, Finally Doing the Right Thing. Finally Doing the Right Thing is the name of this fucking video. Now... Oh, you know what's all of it? It's only 16 minutes. Holy fucking shit. What a time to be alive. Holy shit. Okay. Rage video when? That is actually on the list, Hayes. Yes, I will. I need to talk to some people because I actually want to do, like, the whole saga thing finally. Anyway, okay, cool. Right, I'll shut the fuck up. Right, let's go. Doodle Tones. Doodle Tones has an announcement. This is a late... I can't believe I'm here for this. I want you all to remember this. I want you to remember the moment where you were, what you were feeling, what you were doing when Doodle Tones left YouTube.
I'll admit, I kind of dreaded logging back in to upload this, but I've been working on rectifying the assery I've demonstrated up to this point, and part of that was talking to Lolcow again yesterday. I'll play what was said to me after I finished saying what I want to say, but Lolcow told me that the FCK victims felt hurt by what I've had to say and what I've done up to this point, and their request of me is to step away.
I want to be really clear. Okay, I didn't watch a lot of Doodle Tones' videos, and you can tell because I haven't thrown myself in front of traffic on the M4 or something. Okay, you can tell that I haven't watched much of the Doodle Tones video, but I do remember this from a lot of Doodle Tones' comments, tweets, and everything else, that it is about the victims and what the victims want. That is what's important here. Now, okay, I don't fucking care. not about the victims, but I don't care about all this kind of like, oh, we need to do the right thing all the time. Akumu has an axe to grind. I've said this multiple fucking times. That doesn't mean he's wrong. Doodles came out and talked about the FCK, but let's be clear about something, because I've spoken about this. The FCK was connected to the Madam Drama. I'm still not entirely sure how, if I'm honest, but it was connected to the Madam Drama, which Doodles and others knew about. Doodles was in the FCK server. Doodles looked at the FCK server and the, like, surrounding servers because Doodles was looking at the Toby drama. This was buried because people didn't want to deal with Akumu and because of people like Nezzy and other people who were involved. This was buried. So coming out and saying it's about the victims, so Akumu shouldn't be using this to attack anybody is ridiculous. But it is now quite, I don't know, ironic that the person who was like, we need to listen to the victims, is being told by the victims, apparently, to, you know, fuck off the internet. And also, it's quite important to recognize that Doodle Tones herself is, what's a good way to put this? Like, Doodle Tones herself says that she is about victim advocacy, about predator hunting, about all these other things that Doodles has attached themselves to over the years. I don't know, live by the sword, die by the sword. I don't want to tell you.
At the very least, for a long time, and go and get therapy.
On it, please go to the comments. Okay. Best case scenario, people who stay silent about 15-year-old being groomed should not be on the internet. Jesus Christ. I know I'm not a mod for the FCK, but please don't harass Leica for this. Whether you find the stance suspicious, we don't need more damaging, not only to them, but also to Susie. even though you have done some really dumb stuff in your younger years, what Lolcow has provided you, I don't think you're an evil person. Leave the space for a hiatus. Focus on healing and what you can do. Start from a clean slate. Okay, Doodles will never have a clean slate on the internet. Ever. Like, Doodles like, that's a crazy thing to say. It'd be like, oh, Metica, come back and become a bread tuber, buddy. People have reputations. Now, I don't actually know, because I haven't followed this closely enough. Again, my autism levels have not been high enough to know what exactly it is that Doodles has done that has been so damaging to the victims. I don't know. I have no fucking idea. Doodles doesn't know how to admit when she's wrong, though. I really do hope she's telling the truth with getting help, but I can't believe her until I see it. She stays gone, I will accept that, though. I mean, listen, I don't want to see anybody deplatformed. Ever. Because then I'd have no one to make content on. It would be counterproductive, okay? But like, oh, okay, the Doodles doc is bad. Yeah, I'm aware. I'm aware that the Doodles doc is bad. Yes, I'm very aware that the Doodles doc is really quite not good. Please find me. Where's Hornet? Jesus Christ. It's just me scrolling for Hornet now. Hornet, there are loads of these. When did you post something? For fuck's sake. Scroll for Hornet. Hornet! Hornet, send me a screenshot. Oh, fucking hell. Keep yourself safe from Gilded. Jesus Christ. Your comment has Lio in it. Okay. Okay, now Lio should make this video next. Jesus Christ. Lol, why? Nope, I'm not going nowhere, freak. Lio's not going nowhere. And not only is Lio not going nowhere, there is going to be some very interesting Lio content coming up. Not from me. Not from me, but there is going to be Lio content coming up, which I think people will find enlightening. I know this guy's a troublemaker and has been since day one. Said I wouldn't be repeated the behavior from the Rosicool. This isn't that. Pay attention, please. Fucking Christ. It's fine with Lie in the comments. I don't think I've ever thought in my own comment section. Or any comment section, actually. That's not entirely true. I think I fought in one comment section. But I think it was over something stupid. Did you hear about McDonald's furry Batman problem? I didn't, but that's deeply disturbing. Oh, fucking God. I do not avow Gilded. He's such a dick. Oh, God. I got 24-hour comment ban because I said too much fat jokes on Lio. Worth it? Jesus Christ. Okay. Fuck's sake.
And so I figured I would allow this to be explained because I don't know when.
Wait, can somebody explain to me? Fuck's sake, man. Hey, Caesar, how you doing? Can someone explain to me what exactly Doodles did that has pissed the victims off of the FCK so much? Because, again, I have missed it. I am happy for, like... Someone needs to explain this shit to me.
Or...
Oh, yeah, Cecil! Doodles is quitting YouTube. That's where we're at. That's what we're doing at the moment. Hi, Dad.
If I'm coming back, and it's not really fair to those who will want to know why. But I've done too much damage already, and I'm sorry. Again, I'll let the call do the rest of the explaining for me, but I would like to disclaim first that I was rather shaken up prior to that point. As you'll hear, I won't deny I've been melting down a lot about this situation since it started, and as any of my friends could tell you...
Don't worry, Cecil, we'll get to furries after this. We'll get to Brian Mullins, but I feel like this is a moment of internet history, okay? This is my 9/11. Another diaper's hit the tower. Okay, fuck.
I've been rather stressed about everything since it started with Mad Libs, so you'll hear me break at a few points in the call. This is just kind of a warning to those who might feel...
Oh, so it's just the last, 5 months of Doodle pissing off the victims. Okay, that's fair.
...comfortable about it.
Your Roman
You
Empire.
have been warned.
My French Revolution.
Anyway, here's the lock call, and this is goodbye. Okay?
Basically what they say Rosa did, but actually. Okay. The Doodles, yeah, nah. It's so the problem with all this is Doodles position themselves as investigating things, didn't investigate things properly, and then was like, for years, everyone was like, oh, you can't talk about the FCK. Akumu's a spurg. He's just mad because of the madam thing. That's I was right.
Hello, Miss Doodles. We're here to discuss the consensus of what the victims want from this. Is that acceptable?
Oh, that's perfectly acceptable. That was actually going to be something I was going to ask.
Yeah, that's why this call took a little bit. I was getting the consensus from some of the victims that...
See to reply, I'm retired from drama. No, you're not. Don't fucking lie.
What
Thank you for the two, by the way, Ellington.
From this, because I'm trying to get an understanding what they all want out of this. And so I got the consensus. One of the consensus is therapy is what they want happen, because they do think that you could like, they don't, this is not for a derogatory way, this is just, it's for your own benefit. They do agree therapy is probably the best option here. Another thing is I've asked all
I'm sorry. So I don't know if Akumu listened to this call. Very possibly, and I've just like blanked out of my brain. But I can't imagine being in a position where someone on the internet is just like, "Hey, we need you to get therapy." That's what we want as victims. Go see a fucking therapist. Jesus Christ.
quite a bit of their thoughts on this. The main consensus is you probably should leave your platform for a hiatus for a time being while you go to therapy and work on yourself. That is the main consensus, is like a hiatus at bare minimum to go work upon the therapy and any issues. That is the main consensus.
I'm sorry, people have tried to bully Doodle Tones off the internet for as long as Doodle Tones has been a thing on the internet. And are you really telling me the thing that is finally going to end Doodle Tones is a call with a almost completely random person telling them to, yeah, we just think you should, deplatform yourself, maybe. If that's cool with you. Oh, bros. I feel good.
Are some victims that do
The victims of Did You Touch Grass, yeah.
But the main general ones from some of the others is a hiatus. That is what I've gathered from asking all of them their thoughts on the matter, and I do think the agreeable approach would just be a hiatus and you get therapy to work upon any...
I'm going to tell you exactly what's going to happen. I'm going to use my powers of clairvoyance, my Beckett sense. I will never call it that again. That is... I think that's the worst thing I've ever said on stream, actually. Anyway, Doodles is going to leave YouTube for 4 to 6 months. During that period, they're going to go to Diapered Anime, for Affinity, Discord, wherever. They're going to go and lay low. They're going to hide until the drama and everything else blows the fuck over. And then Doodle Tones will come back with a video of either I'm back on the thing I'm commenting on, or addressing the drama and my journey through therapy. There you go. I've spoiled the next season of Doodle Tones for you. 4 to 6 months? No, I think 4 to 6 months. They won't disappear from the internet, but they'll disappear from YouTube for 4 to 6 months, I think. My Beckett sense error, Jesus Christ.
issues. That way, you can come back at a later point, in a better mental state, knowing better, and any issues you may have not been aware of, have been sufficiently sorted through, you got the proper treatment for, and all of that. That's the main consensus that they are more so in agreement on. There are some that are more like because of.
I want to state the hiatus from YouTube, not the bit. Yeah, like it's. Thank you for the 2B. Yeah, I think it's. Are they like? Realistically speaking, they're not going to take a proper hiatus from the internet because they can't. This is like Doodles has been around too long to vanish. It's the same thing with Peaches. Peaches will be back before you know it. Internet, I hate autocrat. You're fine. Yeah, they're going to they're going to like disappear into one of their sub communities for a bit. I find it really interesting that they kind of turned up in kind of like Senate and attached to Lio in the first place. Actually, I know it surprised a few people who were like part of that community anyway. Doodles is leaving. Doodles is leaving. Finally doing the right thing.
Of some of the things.
Finally doing the right thing. That's her title, not mine.
Want you coming back to your platform, but
That's
the general, yeah, some of them are in agreement for the long hiatus, but we are all in agreement that therapy is probably the best option to help you improve from any issues, because we don't want you harmed in any way. We don't wish ill will upon you. We want to make that very clear. But the general consensus is you should get therapy and go take.
Do you think this is what's going to finally get Doodles to actually get a better voice modulator thing? Like, just... Hi guys, I'm Toon Doodle.
A hiatus for some time. And hiatus doesn't mean a couple months. It means a while until these issues are sorted out. I'm just
until you're sane
clear.
Again.
But I'm just being upfront with you what I've talked to a lot of them about, because they are upset. They've been looking into this outside of myself, and they do feel some things about the situation. There are some that are very angry, and I'm just here to express some of their concerns, some of their pain. And the consensus, though, is the long hiatus with the therapy. Since you asked, like, what did the victims want out of this, that is the general consensus. Mm-hmm. There are some that do want you to stay off.
So random question. Is this going to apply for everyone who's kind of like been involved with this in the kind of cover-up conspiracy shit? Now, I know that there are going to be people who are friends with Doodle Tones. I don't understand why you'd be friends with Doodle Tones, but I know that you exist. And that's fine. I'm not here to tell you who to be friends with. I don't fucking care. But does this strike a chord with like everyone else who does the like victim thing? If you like fuck it up, you need to fuck off. Because like actually, I will say this for Lio. It's one of the very nice things I'll say about Lio. Lio has not said shit about Jibs, as far as I'm aware, like in a negative way. He has just left Jibs alone. I've spoken to Lio and Jibs has come up before, and it's always very, very positive. And part of that is like, I think, you know, he's like, okay, cool, that was a fucked way to talk to Jibs. Just want to see Jibs succeed. Yada, yada, yada. That seems like a reasonable position to take. It seems to be what Jibs wants. So, like, for all the people who are like, oh, we need to victim advocate for, like, the FCK victims, is that like, well, if they tell you to fuck off, is that what you do now? If I fuck up, I'm not sorry. That's what. Doodle's gonna relapse back in Diaper RP, KHT, thank you for the 2. So, okay, so the thing I've heard, and I don't know if this is true, so I'm just telling you what I've heard, is that Doodles never stopped doing the diaper RP stuff, it just got paywalled. No idea if that is fucking accurate. What I will say is that it seems like it's very likely that Doodles still does RP and stuff, and, like, still does, like, other stuff online. I don't see why they wouldn't be. I think it's quite interesting that, that this thing came out of, like, well, Doodles found out they were groomed. That's why they were like, well, they were doing that before that grooming period, as far as I can tell from the timeline. And also, we have long discussions about how one thing happening to you doesn't excuse the other things. I don't... So I don't even know why we're having the conversation. Fuck it. 5 from that, from Mon, thank you. Why the fuck would anyone else... why would I listen to someone else's advice who is also terminally online? Kill me. We're all terminally online. This is our fate now. We're doomed. But you should listen to the advice of people like me who tell you to like and subscribe. God, that was cringe. Dislike the video, leave a comment calling me a slur. Thank you.
Off your platform, but they are not the majority, and I'm just letting that known. But did you need to ask me anything in the meantime? And just because I since this is probably going to be the last conversation we'll probably have, because if you are going to go with those terms, I do know that you're not going to be online for a little while. So is there anything you need to say?
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm just I had like a whole thing written out to kind of help me get through this, but no, that all those are fair. I was actually planning on leaving my platform anyway at this point because I don't think I can handle it.
If you feel that is the best for your mental well-being,
This is by no means the worst thing Doodle has ever been through on the internet, just to be absolutely fucking clear about that. Okay, so, because I can see B in the chat being like, even if they do, I don't care. And, like, again, if you're not doing something illegal, I don't give a fuck. My stance on this is, like, real fucking simple. If you are, like, fuck. If you... My brain broke. Listen, I've been building Gunpla like most of the afternoon and evening, and so I'm a little bit fucked now. Like, just don't make your, like, weird thing your whole personality. That's the basic. That's the basic thing. Don't do that. Like that. Everything else is fine. Secondly, yeah, Doodles has been definitely through way worse on the internet, like, than this. But I predicted that Doodles would leave because that's what Doodles has done previously. Every time the Doodles seems to get caught up in a drama, as far as I can tell, and there's only like a handful of examples of this, Doodles kind of goes, this is really fucking stressful, and runs away to like some little fucking sub-community somewhere and vanishes, kind of leaving everyone else to hold the bag. That's previously been the case, and also what I said would happen. So that's actually what happened to Dylan Thomas. Like, as far as I can tell, Dylan was like defending Doodles, and then Doodles like kind of fuck Dylan over, and then he went, crazy. God damn, the fucking Doodles lore is so weird.
I understand your endeavor, and I'll support you if that's the case, because I don't want anyone harmed in all of this. I want everyone to be okay. But if that could help interfere with your therapy and your recovery to improve any issues, then I will understand that decision. I'm just here to communicate what's going on.
Why does Doodles need therapy? I mean, okay, aside from the obvious reasons that Doodles needs therapy, why? We all need therapy, okay? Like, therapy's great. Like, why are you telling Doodles to get therapy? I'm very confused by this. Listen, if you can get therapy and you can work on yourself, you can come back to the internet. Fucking, what is Doodles gonna say to a therapist? Hi, my name's Susie. I like predator hunting and drawing consistent artwork in a consistent style for many years, and also I am an internet legend because I fought with a fucking ancient 4chan troll named Medica about fetishes. Help. Ah, God. Oh, fuck.
No,
And
know.
I do apologize. Yeah, I'm not here to hurt you. I'm just here to relay the issues. And sorry for the. Is there any?
Listen, I will say this. This thing on my list of board of things that will improve my opinion towards people. Okay, that little fucking magical mythical board that I pretend to have. If Doodles does come back with an apology video, she needs to do it with a fucking ukulele. I just think. I think that voice changer in a ukulele song would be fucking great. You can get Leo Company, it'd be brilliant. I don't fully understand why the FCK want her gone in the first place. Okay, B. So the reason that the FCK, as far as I can tell, the reason the FCK victims want Doodles gone is because Doodles in her video basically went, oh, we need to listen to the victims. It's really important. We shouldn't be making drama out of this. Also, yes, I was in the FCK. Yes, I did know about all the logs. Yes, I did do all the digging, which Doodles did all of this way ahead of time. And then, what's a good way to put this? Kind of just tried to bury as much of it as they could over time, and at the same time deflected kind of blame onto Akuma and said that Akuma was weaponizing all of this to attack Lyo, which isn't untrue. It just doesn't change the fact that the stuff that happened in the FCK server is really fucked up. Now, the problem is that Doodles was in the FCK, and Doodles wasn't just randomly in the FCK. Doodles did an investigation involving the FCK because that was connected to the Toby drama, as well as other things that like happened around that whole fucking community that got a little bit swept under the rug, including like the Toasty shit. Because like it seems to involve people who were friends with them, like Fuchsia Butters. Like Fuchsia Butters came up. Sorry, mate. But Fuchsia Butters came up and people were like, well, we'll get Lyo to talk to them. I'm like, was the time to talk to Fuchsia Butters not like, I don't know, like a couple of years ago when they're posting all this such shit? I don't know. $2 from KHC. Imagine Doodles was in the Dr. Phil show. I would watch the shit out of that. Hi Becca, I've been searching everywhere for your channel for the last few days after seeing you seeing you everywhere. Your tailor got recommended to me and finally found you. Glad to catch you live. Thank you. So I saw people hunt me down. Don't worry, the way I'm going, it'll happen in real life. Let's continue.
I was just going to say, because I feel like you also deserve an apology. I'm sorry for what I had said in that initial call. I'm sorry that I kind of just played it off as if nothing happened. I'm sorry that I was dishonest and that, if you felt like I had lied to you, then I'm sorry that I lied to you. I'm sorry. I want to apologize to those victims. I didn't...
Take a moment to breathe. All right.
This is brutal. I've never... How is this takedown this fucking brutal? Holy shit. Fucking hell. Yeah, no, I don't know. It'll be really interesting. So again, my prediction is that Doodles won't come back to this community. I think Doodles will continue to make slideshow stuff, but probably on other topics. They'll move a little bit. Therapy traditionally helps you identify your issues and face them, correct them if you choose. Sure, yeah, don't get me wrong, I'm not knocking therapy. I'm a big proponent of therapy. I'm quite open about the fact that therapy very probably saved my life. I think therapy, if you engage with it honestly, is incredibly important. There you go, sponsored by the shit posting podcast. Fantastic. But yeah, therapy's great. I don't see what Doodles, it doesn't strike me as somebody who wants to be fixed. Or wants it to fix themselves, should I say. Doodles is somebody who wants to... I don't even know what Doodles wants anymore. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know what Doodles wants. Doodles just kind of exists on the internet because this is all Doodles knows. This is all Doodles has known for like a decade now. Longer, probably. In fact, almost definitely. So, like, you can say, well, Doodles needs to leave, but Doodles has had multiple dramas that are pretty brutal over time. So I don't think we're going to just see the end of her off something like this. That'd be wild.
You don't just breathe. It's all right. Just breathe. Just sort out your thoughts a bit. So, because I am going to relay what's being said, and I do want you to be able to get out what you need to say. So
also, to be super clear as well, again, like, I don't know whether it's worth going over the some Akumu stuff. It's actually probably not. You can fact check me on this. That is fine. But this is paraphrasing. It's very broad. But Doodles, in the same way that Akumu has used the FCK, or let's say utilized the FCK server as a method to finally get the hits in that he's wanted to for a while because he feels slighted. You know, I do think Akumu gives a shit, actually. I genuinely do think he cares. And he cares about stuff that got covered up. It's not in the same way as, like, Predator Hunters care, but I think he gives a shit. Like, you can say that Akumu is a bad person for doing that his ethics and morals aren't in the right place because of how he's utilized that. But to be clear, Doodles has done exactly the same thing in the opposite direction, because Doodles has gone, hey, we need to advocate for the victims. By the way, don't listen to Akumu. So in exactly the same way, Doodles has just done it in the opposite direction. It just turns out that saying, hey, you shouldn't listen to the person highlighting all the things that happened in this fucking server, listen to the victims, piss the fucking victims off. Unsurprisingly, what did Doodles think was going to happen?
Just take a minute to breathe, grab some water if you need to. It's all right. I don't have a gun to your head, it's all good.
No, but I just hate...
Just breathe.
I just hate how
Is her crying voice modulated? Holy fucking shit. I hate this timeline.
I've been fucking everything up left and right.
Oh, fuck! Hey, teacher! Do you remember that time I said that making response videos was going to end really badly for the people doing it to try and defend themselves? Hey, does everyone remember when I said that? Does everyone remember how Beckett was right about fucking everything? I don't know, I've mentioned this before. It's almost like people should fucking listen to me. You may not like my content, but it might help you if you actually just, like, I don't know, listen to me. I think it'll do you some favors. I think you'll probably avoid shit like this. I don't know, crazy.
I didn't mean to use any of the victims for, like, a shield or as a defense. And
But you did. Just importantly, you did. That's exactly what you did, and that's why we're... That's why we're here.
I thought trying to put the conversation back on, like, ZZ and Toasty would help, but I see that it didn't.
Yeah, well, that's because the server as a whole needed to be discussed, and there were a lot of people that were aware of this by the time they left, during, in it, and that caused harm too, because that was enabling the harm, and they needed someone to say something, and that's why a lot of them do feel hurt, because upon finding out, that's why I'm just relaying.
Yeah.
All right. Just take a moment to breathe a little, okay? All right, like, But yeah, that's what they're trying to express because, like, yes, Miss Zizi and Toasty are vile people, and yes, we are going to talk about them, but a lot of people saw them being vile and even joined it and didn't do anything to stop it. People saw it and let it happen. And when people did try to talk about this, no one came to help them. They were silenced, they were harassed, and some of them chased offline and hurt very badly. And that's why I'm here, because that they have trauma from this, and they're hurt really badly. That's why I'm here to say, like, hey, like, we're relaying the consensus for what they want to do for each of the people in the server.
So, I obviously don't know the victims, because I very, very strategically, almost like a sane, sensible person, stayed the fuck out of this side of the drama. Because, yeah, fuck that. Hope people get justice. Don't want to make content out of it. Okay? I don't know. Okay. I don't know what justice people expect to get. Here's my hot take. Is Toasty still around? Is Miss Zizi still around? Like, I don't know if they are. I've not really run into them. Like, I know Nezzy is, but that's like it. Like, I don't know what justice you're expecting. Like, no one's going to get arrested for this. Toasty's not going to get arrested for this. Like, it's not a thing that's going to happen. It's a really fucked reality, but it's not. This is kind of like a secondary layer that we're dealing with now, where the people who, you know, when something could have been done about it, like a couple of years ago, and everyone was fucking stummed about it. Now, it is interesting that the people who were involved in the SCK server stuff seem to all be falling like flies. I mean, Peaches is gone, now Doodles is gone, Nezzy will probably go. They don't seem to have much of a presence I can see anyway. I could be completely fucking wrong in that. But, you know, like, lots of people who are connected with this are going to find themselves vanishing into the ether. And, you know, maybe that is a form of justice. Who fucking knows? I will say, though, you know, like, there were apparently other servers. It's real interesting that none of those have been unearthed yet. Yes and no. Yes, they're still aroundish, but are they making content? No. I imagine they're pretty ostracized now, but yeah, I don't know what justice is meant to look like. I mean, this is my whole thing with a lot of the accountability stuff. I'm not a predator hunter. I don't fucking know. What does justice look like in this case? Other than like sort of social ostracization? Is that a word? I don't know. Maybe.
And this was the one towards you, because some are upset that by the time you left, you were aware of the culture that Toasty was doing in that server to kids.
I didn't know it was 2 kids, though.
Well,
all I knew.
That's.
Wait, hold on.
You were aware of the culture that Toasty was doing in that server to kids. I didn't know
it was 2 kids, though.
Well.
Excuse me. What? Like, even you knew Slimmers was in that server, and also you investigated that fucking server. Like, wait, what? I hate this fucking timeline.
All I knew.
Holy shit.
As I tried to clear up in my statement, I didn't know the age of, like, Mimi or Teddy. I did know the age of Slimmers. I do know that you had been particularly frustrated by that, but when I was in there, I was told that Slimmers was not.
But that's still a thing, because by the time you left, you told me that you became aware. And that's the problem.
I know what I said in that call, but I panicked.
Unfortunately, that can't be retracted.
I know.
That the damage is done.
I know. And I don't intend to try to undo that damage.
You chose this timeline. Yeah, I did. I did. God, this is so weird. I mean, listen, you all know I like being right. You know I like predicting things, but I didn't think it would be like this. I didn't think it would be this. I thought there were 7 miners. There were several miners in the FCK server. I don't know the exact number. I believe that there were like 4, I think, and 1 person of an indeterminate age, if I remember from the spreadsheet.
Like, well, I understand you're upset, and that's why I'm trying to keep level with you. But the fact that there has been a lot of harm to these kids, and you told me nothing was done because you didn't have any experience, is hurting a lot of them because you
Wait.
had contact with people that could.
Wait, what? You would? No, never mind. Fuck my life.
And that has hurt quite a bit of them because you talked.
Okay, here is the core problem with all of this. Like, just at a baseline, here is a core problem with all of this. It doesn't even matter what Doodle says about what happened at the time. It doesn't matter. Because Doodles is the one who wrote the fucking spreadsheet. Doodles went through it while all of this was beginning. Like, before Lio had even seen anything, Doodles knew what was in that server. Even if Doodles claims, like, the memory thing that they've forgotten, they didn't remember, they knew, and they still attacked Akumu, who had been talking about it and had been told to shut up, and who had brought this evidence forward of what was in it. Those things are just things that happened. Like, I didn't expect... Good evening, Sonny. I didn't expect Doodle to break so soon. I expected at least one more controversy. I didn't think it would be this. So what I thought it would be that as Lio continues to fight with people, I thought Doodles would, like... Actually, I thought Doodles would disengage a while ago, because Doodles, from experience of everything else, really wants to, like, I don't know, not have all of this breach containment, because people like me are around to have known about Doodles since, like, the fucking Medica shit happened. And, like, I mean, one of the other commentary guys was like, wait, Doodle Tones is a real person? I thought Doodle Tones was a fucking myth. So kind of breaching containment is Doodle's worst nightmare, in my opinion. And again, could be wrong, don't know them personally. I never will. But because of that, like, I thought that they'd go the minute this did break containment, and I was kind of surprised they hadn't. You know, I'm happy to accept, like, that, like, Susie has built a real friendship with Lio. I think that's fine. But I did see this coming a mile away.
To ponder. You talked to quite a few people who do, and none of them were reached out to. And when these victims were getting attacked, because some of them did come out publicly saying they were groomed, no one came to save them. People in this community knew. Multiple people were told, from what I heard from the victims. Like, even the ones outside of the FCK, there's some people that were told about this. And no one helped them. And that's why, like, I'm here to express, like, that's why they're upset. Because they didn't make their silence, like, their suffering wasn't silent. It was loud. And everyone looked away or joined in the silencing. And, like, there's pain there. And that's why I'm here. Because I know a lot of them, if they were in here, wouldn't be able to handle that pain, and they would lash out. And I'm trying to keep this level so you can understand that hurt they feel, because this did hurt them, Doodle. This hurt a lot of them, and I'm not here to be a villain to you.
I'm sorry, wait. Nick Rikita, his wife, and some other chick have been arrested on drugs and firearms charges. Is that true? Hold on. Fuck. We'll get to the end of this and I'll find out if that's true. Holy shit.
I'm here to tell you about that pain. And I'm here to tell you, like, because you're not seeing the devastation that's being done. And that's why I'm here to relay, like, hey, they needed that help. I know you didn't know what to do. You could have reached out. You could have done, like, to ponder, maybe look up online something. There's options that could have been.
It's actually confirmed. Holy fucking shit. Okay, listen. I'm just saying this. I'm saying this. Rikita's been infected by the Christian curse. Maybe. Dimensional merge. It was Ethan Ralph, now Rikita. Rikita got sent a medallion, and the next one to go is going to be Keffels. Mark my fucking words. The next one the curse is taking is fucking Keffels. Hey, thank you for the 5 propaganda. Very generous of you. Much appreciated. Super fucking based.
Been done that weren't, and these kids got hurt more and more, to the point that a lot of them need serious help now.
I guess Rikita's gonna need a lawyer. He's sorted. Ah, fuck. Okay, listen. I remember Rikita when he was doing fucking Warhammer streams with Medica. I was there at the beginning, and if you told me that Rikita was going to go down a path of alcoholism and self-destruction, I would have said yes, obviously. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, this shit was written on the fucking wall, okay?
This has affected their mental development, Doodles. They're going to have some serious issues for the rest of their life because of some of the damage done. That's why I'm so upset.
Okay, I really hope that's not true. Listen, the FCK servers are really fucked up. I really hope that the people who were in it can get, like, fucking sorted. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think they can. I hope they can. I mean, fuck it. Unless there's something I don't know.
Because I see the damage. That's why they can't come in the call, because if they were to be put in this call, they're going to be a mess. And that's at best case. And that's why I'm trying to relate to you, like, the harm that was done here. The fact that a lot of the community knew. Nothing was done. No one said anything. And the ones that knew of, like, the grooming extent, you know, like, Junkie knew about the grooming. And nothing was done. That has devastated so many. And I'm not here to, like, off with your heads. I'm here to be the messenger.
Okay, just to be clear, and again, I don't like deplatforming. I'm pretty openly anti-deplatform. I don't think you should tell anybody to just leave their, like, and I've done this before. I'm really open about this. I said to somebody about something that they should delete their channel and fuck off. Actually, that person did have, like, fucking hell, Chud Logic talked about this the other day. Someone sent me a clip of it. But, like, that was about, like, they had a pedo panel with somebody who I'm still convinced was Hypnotist Sappho. And they brought on, to help them, the 16-year-old they'd been grooming for years. I actually kind of stand by that. Do you know what? Fuck it. I take it back. Yeah, I'm glad they're gone. I'm not sorry at all. I do the same thing.
Of what they feel, because a lot of them can't express how they feel. And how they feel is utterly devastated. They are in shambles. And that's why I'm saying, like,
I'm gonna have to do a Rikita stream, aren't I? Fuck. Well, that's Saturday's content, so I suppose.
There needs to be a, like, if you feel it's appropriate to leave your platform, we understand. But we do feel like people need to go to therapy. They need to take away from the internet for a while so they can actually get the help they need. Because whatever allowed you guys to allow this to occur for so long is a dangerous sign for the future. And they don't want this repeating again. And I am in full agreement of that. Because they are scared there are more kids like this. And I'm also of that same fear. And we'd want to make sure that doesn't happen.
Jesus Christ, this is just over the top. So, okay. I've heard some of the calls in Cat's Lair now. And I'm gonna level with you. I actually think they're worse. I think they're so much worse. Because they're so caring, and it's just people having fucking nervous breakdowns in calls. And I'm like, oh, okay, shit. This, like, fucking, maybe we fucked up. maybe the bullying was better. Shit. No, the bullying was definitely better. Holy fuck.
So, like, this is not us saying, like, you're the devil. We're trying to make sure this doesn't happen again. So everyone can be in a better position and feel safe. And we feel like this is the safe and best option that can help everyone involved. Is that agreeable for you, Doodle?
Yeah.
God, it's like somebody negotiating their self-exile. Oh my god.
All right. Is there anything else that needs to be stated?
No.
Okay. Well, I wish you well on your endeavors and try to have a better day.
Right.
Okay. Doodles, finally doing the right thing. Doodles has left YouTube. I guess we'll see them in a couple of months. Oh my god. The one time I tuned into Cat's Lair, there was Rifleman J Guy, and it was actually pretty funny. I think, do you know what? I think the over, like, emotional stuff, the internet's not the place for it. It's something you can do with your friends, like who you're actually close with, if you want, if you're having like a serious emotional thing. But if you're doing this thing of like, God, guys, the way I behave online, it's just a product of the trauma I have felt for so long. I'm gonna let you all into a secret. It's not a secret. Everyone knows this. No one actually cares about each other's trauma. Like, this is a really it's not a pleasant thing to know. It's just that most people do not have the time or capacity to care. There's a really interesting study on this, to do with like degrees of separation a person actually can deal with before they lose the capacity to give a shit about something. It's why generally it's really hard to get people to care about major geopolitical things, because they can't comprehend it. Like, if you're having a bad time in a community, leave it. It's painful, but it's something that you're gonna. We all have to learn this. Sometimes you want to be friends with somebody, they don't want to be friends with you. Sometimes you want to hang out with the group, they don't want to hang out with you. Sometimes, if you're in that group, you just fucking kick the person and just be like, I don't want to fucking deal with you. Like, I want it. There you go. Hopefully that should be done. And anything further is like, I don't know, fucking either ignore them, shout at them, or make content out of them. I don't fucking know. But like, taking people into a call and saying things like, I want you to hold your arms close to your chest and clench your fists and breathe deeply. Can you do that for me? To the point where somebody breaks down and threatening to tear their own eyeballs out, which is a thing that happened in Cat's Lair, isn't good. That's not an improvement. That's objectively fucking worse, okay? That's objectively worse. Okay, cool. Let's oh fuck, hold on. Let me find this Rikita shit. Oh fuck my life. Dying. You gonna show me the thing? Apparently not. Apparently, because I can't spell. Okay, that actually wasn't my fault. Come on. I hate everything today. This is just not working for me. Why are you not working for me? Can I just not spell today? That's a strong possibility. Fuck it, let's do it this way. Holy shit. What happens when I don't prep content? There we go. Actually, I need that. I actually need that. Where the fuck is it? Okay. Let's put that there. Come on. You can do it. I believe in you. Right, okay, this. I want to show you guys this. For anyone who hasn't seen this, this is objectively very funny. Okay. I have the tweet link. Oh! Okay, with the arrest report. I think I can find it. I can find it, but you can tweet it at me. It's at Beckett of Crabs.
I got to this anonymous letter, or the anonymous package. It was postage not paid. Like, I had to pay the postage on it to receive it. And the post office was like, well, where was it sent from? And it had my address as the return address with me as the sendee, which is not true. And in it had this burned piece of paper, which I feel like I'm going to get serial rape here. It says, the stars are aligned. A new host is chosen. Hail unto thee, Nick Chan Rikita.
Seeing a pattern here.
And then with that came this. And this was so weird because this came before the mention of Sonic in the trademark dispute that we were talking about last night. A Sonichu medallion has been passed to me. I don't know where this came from. I don't know what it means other than what it means, but that is that happened. That happened. It cost me $2.
Rikita paid $2 to become cursed by Chris Chan. The dimensional merge is real.
To pay the postage on it.
Dude, if you need more guns, just let me know. I'll send some.
This is friendly, I think. This is friendly. Don't put it on.
Come on.
Don't put it on. Sonichu lives. He lives in you.
He lives in you. He does indeed. Yeah, Rikita needs to go to fucking rehab. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Okay. Rikita has allegedly been arrested for possession of controlled substances. Oh, Jesus. Oh, that's a full mugshot. Holy shit. That's not good. That's deeply less than ideal. Oh, Rikita Bryce. Oh, maybe Chris Chan is anointing Rikita as a Lolcow god. I fucking, yeah, like Rikita. Listen, this is genuinely a sad turn. I do hope he gets some help, because it is bad to see somebody actually destroy their life through alcohol. There's a video where Rikita is talking about drinking, because it's been like a commentary on like him for ages. He drinks too much, but yeah, that is actually a sad turn. Holy shit. Okay. Fuck, how do I pivot into this? Like and subscribe! No, I'm kidding. Don't do that. Oh, fuck. Okay, so, right, where are we? End of an era? End of an era? That's where we are? Fucking... Welcome to the fucking end times? Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, so... Shit. Right, we're gonna have a look at Bryan. From one insane person to another, Bryan has recently been making commentary videos, and when I found this out, I was absolutely fucking fascinated, because they're very short, they're kind of rants. They are as incomprehensible as you imagine. There's one that's really long that I've got that we're not going to watch all of, but it does, exist. So that should be interesting. I'm looking forward to that. But we're just going to get into it. The first one is sorting my life out and other things. First commentary rant video of 2024. Do you know what? Maybe Brian is going to sort himself out. I'm going to say that, considering that the first thing on his video is his channel is well, fucking statistical data theft. Jesus fucking Christ. And more roast game theory stuff. So much roast game theory stuff. I don't know if it's worked. I don't know if it's worked out. Anyway, let's find out. Okay.
Hello, everybody. I am Brian Mullins, the
Hi, Brian Mullins, the Fox.
opening back up with more commentary rant videos this season/year. From now, all the way up to Christmas Day 2024. It would have been about these trauma horrors in quotations and why nobody cares, but more people picked a better option. An up-to-date retelling on what's going on with me. And
Wait, what should... Current events surrounding me and moving on? Moving on to what? From what? The last commentary video before this, I don't know if it's even before this. Actually, this comes before his pedophile one, I think.
my life. How I'm becoming the anti-Lolcow, if you will. I'm not going to talk about drama because I already...
I'm sorry, wait, what?
Option. An up-to-date retelling on what's going on with me in my life. How I'm becoming the anti-Lolcow, if you...
Brian, you are not becoming the anti-Lolcow. Frankly, you are one of the funniest people I have met on... this is fucking absurd. I honestly think that, short of being an actual horror cow, Brian Mullins may be, one of the golden goose Lolcows of undiscovered... not undiscovered, but quiet Lolcows, where you're just like, oh fuck, it's Brian.
You will. I'm not going to talk about drama because I already made a video clearing up my name when the first season of...
What's a trauma whore? A trauma whore is somebody who, as far as I'm aware, goes and basically trauma dumps constantly and will find themselves in positions where they're constantly getting trauma and re-traumatized that they can then go and talk about and then make content about. It's general thing.
Of my podcast was a thing, and I already made that video about Grigala-chan and exposing her lies. Now I'm going to talk about what's happening to me now, what I strove to do, and how I'd be able to pull it all off. Currently, I'm getting my life sorted out in the most important way, so where I can be able to vote in this upcoming election, drink and buy my own alcohol, food, drinks, and other things, I may or may not be able to get, let alone be able to get a driver's license to drive a car down the line, but maybe, just maybe I could. Within possibly the next 3 to...
I'm sorry, the idea of Brian Mullins in a car is terrifying. God, can you imagine? Just Brian Mullins driving down the fucking highway, just being like, I'm going to go to a house where the roast game took place. I'm on my way. This motherfucker would live stream in a car. You can already, you know he would.
5 years, I may or may not be able to live on my own in case of either my dad dies down the line or if I'm too financially strong and structured to live with him anymore. Everyone isn't able to just live with their parents forever, and down the line, they'll have to accept that they have lived as much of a life so far as you will without them, if not more so. And that's a privilege that most Zoomers and even millennials will envy you for. I may not be able to or have to live with my dad forever and ever, but if I have to and I choose to down the line, I could. I may just do so in case of being financially independent is too dangerous or risky to try alone for me. I will rant later about how stressful it was for me to get my life straightened out, but let's focus on the most important part.
Fucking... What? What the fuck is happening? if I have to or want to or am allowed to and I have money, then I can live on my own and my dad might die and I can go outside. Wait, what? Bro, listen, I don't say this very often because usually, like, fucking, you know, grow up, move out, get your own place, sort your shit out, fucking all that good stuff. You know, you know, first time I lived on my own, or had my own place, I suppose, because, you know, I got sent to boarding school at 7. But, like, I was like 18. It was good. It was good. I could afford shit. I got my freedom. In the case of Brian Mullins, no, stay living at home. You should not be out in the wild. Okay, buddy, please.
What I have in store for you all. First and foremost, the ushering of a new saga and era of statistical commentary, the numbers by the decade format, starting with the pre-roast game era Christmas.
I'm sorry, wait, what was that, Brian?
First and foremost, the ushering of a new saga and era of statistical commentary.
I don't know what to say. What the fuck are you talking about? What is it? I'm sorry. Is this motherfucker trying to create a commentary? Like, we've got slideshow commentary, art commentary, and now we're gonna have statistical commentary? I don't think you can do statistical commentary, buddy. You think people ate children. I don't...
The numbers by the decade format, starting with the pre-roast game era Christmas dinner prices 1960 to 1997, shortly followed up with the roast game era Christmas dinner prices in America only. I would have done it for both countries, but Canada only has an average for each year. That's not the point of this new content format, however. The key difference to separate itself from the numbers by the year format is that there will be no rant at the end of the series, no musical montage, and certainly no padding. But with all that out of...
How are you going to talk about the, like, cannibalism of children without a musical montage, Brian? You need to stop cutting out the content. I don't Listen, Gilded loves this guy's music. I want Gilded to be happy.
Out of the way, let's get on with a rant. For over 5 to 6 years, I have tried my damnedest and hardest to get my official or replacement social security card. As much as a lot of people my age and possibly the same disability I was diagnosed with when I was 2. And all I got from that in Ohio was the same old fucking catch-22.
What is Brian's disability? I'm not sure I want the answer to that, actually.
That if I didn't have a social security card that I couldn't get an ID, but at the same time I have to get an ID in order for me to get a social security card. That's how fucking retarded it was when I was living in Ohio, and in general for the past 5 to 6 years. It was ridiculous. Until this past Monday, I actually got things figured out. And hopefully for the future, I wish you can all hope for the best of me, because it's going to be a long...
I wish you can all hope for the best of me. I do, Brian. I hope you become a giant content creator. I really do. I hope you surpass all of us in viewership. I hope everyone watches your stuff. I want a Brian Mullins the Fox movie. Okay, it's like the Fred movie, but a million times better. That's what I'm picturing. I want you to be your generation's annoying orange.
Long life I'd have to live, regardless if I ever have a chance to rot away or not. But with all that being said,
it's the meanest thing I've ever said to anybody.
Signing out. See you in the next commentary rant video, and for a better commentary rant season. Bye.
I can't believe he has fucking seasons. Okay. So I've just picked out a couple of these. I hate to relate, but I have the same fucking problem. It took forever for them to finally give me a social security number, and then then was I able to get my ID. Yeah, like, again, I fuck, like, bureaucracy is awful. I'm with you. You're fine. That said, the thing about Brian that I find fascinating, just actually fascinating, is that that everything's out there with Brian. Like, there's no rhyme or reason. There's not, hey, my content is this. It is just, I am Brian Mullins. That is my content. By the way, people eat children. And also, somehow parents are to blame for pedophilia, not pedophiles. Fuck am I meant to do with that? Just...
Hi everybody, it's Bryan.
Oh, sorry. So the title of this one is, what happens to Lolcow culture when Mr. Medica dies? Okay, listen. I love Jim. People know this. People know this! I'm a massive Jim fan, okay? Medica. Love that guy. Unironically, actually, just like, I watched Medica's content for years and years, but Medica didn't invent fucking lolcows. And he didn't even really define the current format for them. Like it's very much a group effort. I don't think anything. And like, here's my take. I don't know what Brian's going to say. Maybe Brian will agree with me. The answer is nothing. Like, what's going to happen is Medica is going to die, and then people are going to put death clocks on everyone who's fought with him over the years. That's going to be it. Who's getting haunted to death by Medica? That's going to be what happens.
Here?
And by that happening, I mean that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start a betting pool.
By unanimous and popular demand, you folks asked for me to talk about what happens to lolcow culture when Mr. Medica dies. Here's what I think will happen to anyone with a political, socio-political, or even societal disagreement on anything, any given topic, or drama on the internet ever. What happens when someone being a lolcow becomes more and more meaningless, and hence opening the door with opportunities for ever more extreme ideologues and reactionaries that put ideas over facts?
What the fuck are you talking about? What does that have to do? What the fuck are you on about? When Mr. Medica dies, ideologues will take over the internet. Ideologues have already taken over the internet. What are you on about?
Even when those said facts don't bear those ideas out, that's a good question. People who aren't 100% compliant with every single false narrative, inconsistent belief, unsustainable political position or policy, you would be labeled a lolcow. Anyone that's normal, that wants to maintain normalcy in behavior and mental status, would be labeled a lolcow if they're not 100% on one bandwagon or another. People like this can't ignore any of the bullshit, a-logging that goes on regularly. Or even if they were to try their hardest and damnedest to ignore it, these a-logs will stoop so low as doxing, swatting, and even trying to set one's house on fire, and make it seem like it's the supposed lolcow's fault for doing.
I'm sorry, what the fuck? So you think Medica's going to die, and then everyone's going to go insane and start swatting and burning each other's houses down? Fucking what? Okay, let's be really clear about what a lolcow is and why it's funny. Lolcows are people who are, like, what's a good way to put it? A consistent source of humor. So, like, somebody who you can kind of poke at and be like, oh yeah, we can do this thing, or they'll just do this thing naturally. And it's funny to observe that. Depends on, like, what branch of kind of, like, viewership you're from, whether you, like, think it's okay to poke or not poke. Generally, lolcow culture has become much broader. Like, being a lolcow, you know, it has lost a lot of meaning, sure, like, but like you can be a small lolcow, you can be like a big lolcow like Cobra or like Foodie or whatever, but generally speaking it's just going to be the same. Swatting, doxing, and like firebombing people's houses, apparently, Brian, fucking what? That's not going to become randomly common. I'll tell you why it's not going to become randomly common. Because people, you know, get arrested really fucking quickly if you think. Also, A-loggers don't randomly do this to random people, okay? There are plenty of people to fuck with on the internet. You don't need... Why am I trying to make sense of the lunatic. Wait, why? Why would I do that? That's a complete waste of fucking time.
So, what happens after Mr. Medicare dies and becomes the fifth and final star to join the other four? In other words, what will it mean to become a Lolcow without him? Would he be looking back at us in the sky, laughing at us, and laughing at the ever-growingly terrible things we'd be doing to ourselves for someone else's entertainment, to the point where he's not smiling? Because if not, then there's no pretending that it's just the internet anymore. You can't just take the swatting, the doxing of your friends and family members, or even yourself by someone else because you weren't 100% compliant with somebody's beliefs and political goals as if it's your fault anymore. You can't just be forced to take it up the...
What the fuck are you talking about? And secondly, like, Medica's been, like, swatted, like, multiple times and laughed about it. Fucking what is this? Lolcow's will put the anti-anarchist cookbook, apparently. No, this is his voice. This is his actual voice. Sonny, you're not alone. This makes no sense. This is nonsense.
ass for something you didn't do or say. Maybe just wearing a hat with just 5 stars and not the typical Medicare hat where only 4 of them are filled with 1 empty, and not recognizing that we are fucked and all of this will be Medicare's last revenge after he's left with the other 4 stars on his hat, if you will. More and more normal people will be pushed so far into a mental downward spiral to the point that their suffering and even death becomes their entertainment, even after we were to mourn Medicars in the future. Would it still be ironic to be entertained by the man who died if we were to replace that with even the same...
I'm gonna be clear. When Medicare is dead, he will expect... Like, Medicare fully expects people to take the piss out of him after he's dead. That is just how Jim thinks. Jim is not new to this. Jim does not care if people laugh at him. Shut the fuck up. Like, what are you talking about?
Same tragic end of somebody else's life? No, because at that point, we would already recognize that Medicare died of cancer at that point, and anyone else's death is irrelevant to his. No. Would it still be entertainment, or will it become endemic to where everybody doxes somebody else and fucks with their lives? No, and that's the worst part. You won't be able to maintain privacy or even a platform on these social media giants anymore without having something or someone to risk as a shield or sacrifice against criticism, or bullshit trolling, bad advice, and all the works being touted as such. The catch-22 when it comes to trolls is either...
Does anyone ever listen to Chris Chan's speech patterns? This sounds a lot like Chris Chan's speech patterns to me. I don't know whether it's just my brain is breaking, but now I'm also worried that the dimensional merge is real, and Brian's going to be right just because of the dimensional merge. Can you imagine if the dimensional merge causes Brian to end up looking like this? Like, if the dimensional merge happens and Brian the Fox is walking around as what is clearly not a fox, by the way. That's not what fucking foxes look like, Brian. So, why are they all so buff? What is with furry art where they're just like, I want to draw me as an animal, but incredibly fucking buff. Like, so buff you wouldn't believe it. Like, I want to be me, but an animal and fuckable. Or a pony. Like... I fucking hate this timeline. I hate it so much.
You shouldn't give your trolls and detractors power by responding or coming off as if they're getting a rise out of you. But if you don't respond, they will still get more power against you, even if you've done nothing wrong. It's an entirely separate catch-22 when you either can't be friends with those you think can be trusted or not trust the schizos on the internet, because anyone with the IQ of any number higher than an amoeba can understand it will always be 50 times the shit show when making trustworthy friends depends on being more and more logically and socially inconsistent with yourself. Because if Medicare goes, no one else but him can fill the void of that empty star. And when it's filled with him, there's no need to wear a 5-star hat to know that you're an internet drama veteran, because it would be considered stolen internet valor, meaning that...
Okay, so there is a weird thing here that Brian is not talking about, but has reminded me of. There is a Medicare curse. Do people know about this? Are people aware of the Medicare curse? The Medicare curse is anybody who tries to become Medicare. turns into a lolcow. Okay? And it is the weirdest fucking curse ever. Like, Jim will do this thing where he'll go and play games with somebody, or he'll go on their stream and he'll talk to them, and the only people who are currently avoiding this are people like Toad, who've left the fucking internet. Sadly, Toad McKinley's like fucking incredible. He was so good. And oh fuck, Porcelain hasn't become a lolcow yet that I'm aware of. And he did the whole merge thing with Medica. But Michael Alberto, Flam, who were the others? Like whatever his fucking name is. Where's the hat? Like, does art commentary. Kumu hates him. I don't know. Whatever his fucking name is. Like, everyone who tries to be Medica, you can't be Medica, you can't be Jim. You can't. No one has the laugh. No one has the laugh, and that laugh is good, okay? So people are gonna AI that shit. Sen, thank you. And there we go. A better warn Akumu. Okay, fun fact about Akumu. Fun fact about Akumu. Because Akumu, like, didn't really know who Medica was much, apparently, before people started, like, comparing him to him. And then he, like, leads into it a bit more. But, yeah, Akumu's probably got the closest. The thing with Akumu is that if you actually listen to Akumu, it's Akumu's pacing and, like, general speech patterns match very well to, like, there's a like, uncanny valleyness to Akumu, which really works for him. But it's like, Akumu's not trying, in my opinion.
You never were Mr. Mediker, and never will become him, or no one else will become the next one when he dies. So now, here is the rant. It is painfully obvious to me, and should be to anyone else who is actually watching and...
I'm sorry, your rant is exactly the same as commentary, and secondly, yeah, because Jim's from a very particular point in the internet. Why am I debating with the retard?
Listening, that lolcow culture was never entirely consistent, and the qualifications for anyone that will become vehemently deemed a quote-unquote lolcow will become more and more meaningless and more arbitrary, to the point where being labeled a lolcow is a result of senseless tribalism and hapless trolling. It was never always entertaining. I never really got or
It's so stupid comparing Akumu to Medica. Medica never would have taken Doodle seriously enough to refute the points. He only ever mocked Doodle. That is true. Though, to be fair, Medica wasn't interested in winning a debate about a fucking community or anything else. Medica would have just mercilessly mocked everyone involved in this shit. But the speech patterns is kind of what I'm referring to with Akumu. Medica has, to be fair, done what Akumu's done to Doodle to other people, though. He has done breakdowns of people's arguments and positions. He did that particularly during the Bloodsports period, when people were attacking him. He did this around fucking whatever Dick Masterson's payment thing was, where he argued with PPP. So he will engage with people. And, you know, he debated Destiny, which is objectively pretty funny.
Understood the concept of lolcows to begin with. I've seen Chris Chan, I've seen Earl Doobie, I've seen Mersh, I've seen Review Tech USA become one, DSP, Low Tier God, Wings of Redemption, and even Keemstar. They always seemed off to me. Kiwi Farm seems like a fucking haven for A-loggers, doxers, swatters, and overall just shitty people who have nothing in their lives going on and have nothing better to do with their day and night. Many of those people become lolcows themselves for doxing, swatting, and overall being someone who can't take a joke or even the slightest bit of actual constructive criticism, not just bad advice mixed in with vitriol and slander being touted as constructive criticism. I always fucking hated that every single time forced humor becomes the basis of all things when it comes to introducing new lolcows to people's attention, as opposed to a repetitive and vicious cycle of bad behavior from someone who's struggling with a mental or even physical disability like Cyrax, freaking out, doxing, and deplatforming. Then even worse behavior for people.
This hurts so badly. This hurts so badly. you understand why... fucking no, he doesn't. He doesn't. Of course he doesn't. I don't understand... fuck, it's a Lolcow talking about Lolcows. Jesus fucking Christ. I mean, like, this whole thing as well, like, people go so hard at, like, Kiwi farmers at the moment. It's just like, yeah, they've got nothing better to do. It's like, do you remember this with, like, Chris Chan? Like, if you go through the history of Chris Chan stuff, like, lots of people are like, oh, you've got nothing better to do. You have nothing in your life. Like, lots of the people who fuck with people online have plenty of other things going on. You can't do this just, well, my haters have nothing better to do. You're just a hobby. You're just a hobby. That's the worst thing about this. You're not even the primary focus. You're the sideshow.
To laugh at. And it's very convenient to laugh at everything else Chris Chan did up until it was discovered that he fucked his own mother. That's when they stopped laughing. That's when they started eating at each other's fucking necks. When will
No, that's not true at all. Chris Chan was literally... People were trying to... Like, people who'd been A-logging Chris Chan for years were trying to help Chris Chan at the time, right until they found out about that, and the person who did that to Chris Chan themselves is a fucking crazy person, okay? Like, no, they didn't just start eating each other's necks. Everyone agreed, oh yeah, this is objectively really fucking bad, and a lot of people, like, pulled their support at the time. Chris Chan had been on, like, a redemption path, if anything. Like, and you can see this now, like, the fact that Keffels brought Chris Chan... Okay, actually, no, hold on. Fuck. People complained about the Chris Chan Keffels interview. They complained about it. But asking Chris Chan about the group that tried to convince Chris Chan that the dimensional merge was real and, like, how they felt about that. And Chris Chan's just like, well, they didn't convince me that it was real. They just made me realize it was real. It's fucking prime content. Fucking prime content.
enough be enough for these people? How long will it take for these pieces of fucking shit to realize that it isn't just the internet anymore? Normal people don't do shady shit like this. You're supposed to separate normal and even mostly unique people from the lolcows in question. Because if you don't, you're gonna get people like me being labeled a fucking lolcow when all I did was make the terrible mistake of listening to someone who lied about Lio Convoy and Ben Maza, and me dissing Ungilded Pooh, Mr. Cult, Foxazor, and even Grimskull for just having associated with Kazwar Fox at all. It was initially because I disavowed Foxazor because of the way he talked to Grimskull after having associated with the Fox Mafia to begin with, before he started.
Yeah, and keeping up the act that KF is gone. Yeah, do you know what? Fuck it. I was watching Chud go over the Brianna Wu conversation, and like Chud was like, every time someone said website 0 or website X, Chud was just like, Docspin, it's called Docspin, say its name, it's called Docspin. And I'm like, okay, fine, cool, I get it, Chud. And like, I kind of like, I'm like, whatever. But you know, something did occur to me. Everyone keeps saying website 0 and website X, but one thing that no one talks about in the whole Keffels drama is no one would be aware that Docspin exists if it wasn't for Keffels at all. Because no one was aware of this site. Like, I'd never fucking heard of it. Multiple other people had never fucking heard of it. And actually now, every time I hear website 0 or hear website X, like everybody, I hear Docspin. Like, every fucking time. So not only did Keffels fail to get rid of Kiwi farms, Keffels actually managed to popularize, because everyone kept calling it website X and website 0, like it was some fucking great secret, which is obviously going to trigger people's brains to look for it. Like, now everyone's aware of, like, another site. There are just layers of fucking bullshit with Keffels, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, no. Oh my god.
Asking questions about knotted dog cocks or whatever the fuck he likes to fawn over so much about. People are lolcows not because of who or what they are or their mental or physical condition. It's what they do that makes them laugh at you. It's what you say that makes and becomes their entertainment. And if we all lose this one important distinction, lolcow culture will be dead, other than people using AI to clone someone else's voices to annoy annoy the shit out of them and get a rise out of them, and the cycle will repeat after Medicare dies.
Did Keffels tell Chris Chan to not interact with Keemstar and Nicholas Durio? I actually don't remember. I think the reason most people were pissed off was just because it was a terrible fucking interview. I found it very funny, but I found it funny because it was so bad. It was so bizarrely strange that it was great. It's scary. It loads in the double TF. Look, I'm with you. I think at this point, calling it Website Zero or Website X is dumb. But I also understand why people are doing this. I'm just like, I don't know why we're calling it Website Zero as well. Like, everyone was calling it Website X to begin with, and then it changed to Website Zero, and now I'm just like, yeah, it's just pointless. I mean, I just... Do you know what? I disagree. I disagree on, like, certain regards. Like, it's not something that generally you want to draw attention to, but yeah, saying Website Zero or Website X isn't any fucking better. I'm sorry, it's just not. It's just not.
And I mean,
Just
is it
correct.
really that hard to ask people to be consistent with what they deem Lolcow behavior and who they deem Lolcows outside of people they disagree with or have a hatred towards? Because if so, then it's just meaningless cope. I'm Brian Mullins, the Fox, signing out. See you in the next commentary rant video, and stay tuned for May 7th's
Why is there
premiere
more?
of statistical.
Why is there more?
Dinner table cost a roast.
He's really happy with this statistical stuff. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay. They both sounded high in the Keffels interview. Fuck. I mean, like, I haven't really spoken much about Keffels. I mean, I feel like I mean, we had the Woo thing on KF, and I've spoken about it there, and I was on Bo Black's stream. Maybe I have spoken a bit about Keffels, but generally speaking, like, I am kind of shocked that Keffels managed to get away with this for so long. Someone recently, somebody was like showing on Twitter, like Demon Mama, I think it was Chris, showing like Demon Mama disavowing Keffels, and I'm like, yeah, but everyone told you. Everyone fucking told you. Everyone points out all the shit that happens in the far left communities, all the shit with the streamers, whether it's Hassan or like fucking Keffels or Vosh or whoever. And then everyone acts really surprised. Oh my god, guys, we had no idea. I'm so surprised. I can't believe that Vosh wants to fuck a horse. I'm shocked. I know that Vosh has talked nearly endlessly about fucking horses, but I can't believe it. He had a Lolcow. Oh, wild. Tipster. I didn't even look at the folder, but I'll defend him to the core. What a fucking idiot. Yeah, no, fuck the shit. Honestly, if you believe in a cause, support the cause, don't support the person who's bringing you that fucking cause, okay? There are plenty of things that I believe in. I'm on the left. I'm not a fucking crazy right-winger. There are plenty of things that I think are important for social progress, but I fucking wouldn't trust a streamer, and you shouldn't be coming to people like me to tell you about that shit, honestly. Don't trust random people on the internet to be the voice of fucking logic for you, like, or activism. It always ends badly. Stop doing it, please. I'm begging you. Also, I saw something interesting recently. I'm not going to bring the tweet up for this, but I think I have it bookmarked, but I can't be fucked to look. Recently, Hassan. So everyone remembers when Hassan brought on the Houthi pirate, right? He promoted this as real journalism. He was going to interview a Houthi pirate, and it was going to be a major thing. He asked him about One Piece. It was a whole thing. He is now saying that that was some random teenager, and people are lying about it. I'm like, dude, bro, what the fuck are you doing? You can't lie about something that is a clip fucking everywhere. Like, I think Hassan's actually lost his fucking mind. I think that's actually insane. Tell us what to think. Do you know what I think? I'll tell you what to think. I'll tell you what. You ready? You ready for this? Do whatever the fuck you want. I don't care. There you go. There you go. Believe what you want. It doesn't fucking matter. None of this is none of this matters. It's not nihilism. We're an absurdism. Okay. None of this matters. Laugh at random shit. It's the only thing to do. The world's probably burning anyway, and none of your actions, unless you are a very, very few select amount of people, is going to have any major fucking consequences. Okay? Enjoy that. Enjoy that. That's a power in itself. You're free. Do you know why you're free? Because no one cares about you. It's wonderful. Nobody cares if you succeed or fail. No one's trying to keep you down because nobody gives a fuck about you. It's a wonderful, freeing experience that you too can enjoy. God, I hate my existence. Right. The problem with behavioralism and when it comes to child predators, I can't wait! You were supposed to say like and subscribe. Dislike the video, tell me I'm a slur. There we go.
Hi everybody, I am Brian Mullins the Fox. Welcome to what will be the infamous behaviorism video, and what I...
The infamous behaviorism video. This has 35 views. You can't call something infamous if no one other than people like me and insane people like me are watching it. You can't do that. You can't be like, hey, do you remember the Brian Mullins behaviorism video? Do you remember? You're a slur. Thank you, Luke.
mean when I say behaviorism. I mean actually trying to understand the transformation from a child to a child sexual predator through bad parenting, lack of...
What? Do you know how child predators come about? Bad parenting. What a fucking opening statement. Holy shit. I fucking love Brian. It's so fucked up. This is the sort of dude that Amos Yu would meet and just be like, do you know what, I'm good. Do you know what, it's fine. maybe it's fine.
Of sexual education, and even a lack of being taught self-defense at an early age, much less an earlier age than they're being taught now, like I've said in the first ever long-form commentary video I made. Typically, behaviorism in this sense is not only one-dimensional, but it's what I call non-dimensional. Given that children are conditioned at youth, just as predators are conditioned to justify their disgusting behavior regardless...
Wait, hold on. My brain broke out. Somebody told me something fucking hilarious. Someone told me something fucking hilarious and my brain broke. Okay, I can't tell you what it is. I really want to, but it's very funny, and if it develops, I will tell you, and it will be a whole thing because it will be very funny, and I have many thoughts on it, but it's not for tonight! It's not, there you go. It's like trailers for things that I don't know if I can talk about. There you go. Fuck it.
Behaviorism in this sense is not only one-dimensional, but it's what I call non-dimensional. Given that children are conditioned at youth, just as predators are conditioned to justify their disgusting behavior regardless if CP is made legal by politicians in the House and Senate in the future due to a technicality, or if predators somehow turn out to be more vulnerable than children today ever could be, and that people are just one-dimensional with their opinions that don't even fucking matter. And no, politicians doing such a thing won't normalize pedophilia. It would merely just Do
you remember... Oh, I'm gonna say something that's gonna get me in trouble. Do you remember... Do you remember when we were like, oh, okay, if we're more accepting, it won't, like of homosexuality, it won't normalize it. Are people old enough to remember this? Because this was like a conversation in the 90s. I think I think it was 90s. If we like destigmatize it, it won't become normalized. It'll just be something that we'll accept and people won't be arrested for. Yeah, blah blah blah. That's obviously not the case. Generally, if you start to make something more socially acceptable or non-criminal, in fact, actually, Portugal's a really good example of this. Portugal didn't legalize drugs, but they decriminalized drugs. And now, if you go to Portugal, you will be offered cocaine fucking constantly, just constantly. And there are adverts everywhere in like touristy areas about not getting bad cocaine that's cut with shit. And like I went to like, let me in, Jesus Christ. Yeah, Chris, obviously you can just phone me. Or do you mean let you in for like the cocaine? Jesus Christ, I don't know, buddy. Either one, you can do either. But yes, obviously, if you decriminalize something or make something legal, it will fucking normalize something. Like, obviously, it's going to increase, like, it's going to embolden. This is the whole reason we don't want fucking maps around. It's why you can't sit with us. Motherfuckers.
Stigmatize it. There's a big difference between normalizing bad and disgusting, depraved behavior and...
Kristen Ark! How you doing, buddy?
I need to say one thing.
Is it that Doodle Tones has left the internet?
Okay, first, you already knew that. Second, I laughed at that entire stream, that video. I think they're all pathetic in that call, and I think everybody needs to go to a nice camp in Poland. Goodbye.
Chris, okay. Come here. Come back. Where the fuck do you think you're going? Motherfucker. Just randomly calls in. Just randomly calls in. Fuck's sake. I love Chris. Oh, well, he's a very excited boy. Do you know what? You'll notice that I don't tend to call people pedophiles. I don't tend to do this. I think the bar should be quite high. I think that's a life-ruining word. I think it's really bad. What I will say is that whenever Brian Mullins makes one of these fucking videos, it is incredibly suspect to be like, hey guys, if you legalize child porn, oh, what's the worst that could... Like, bro, what? Come on. I'm not saying that Brian is anything. I will say for multiple fucking reasons, including the fucking roast game, I don't think Brian should be around children, okay? He'll fucking try and eat them. It's for science.
Stigmatizing not so bad behavior. You're not normalizing behavior that normal people are up against or wouldn't do. You're only destigmatizing mental illness and the degeneracy that results from it by addressing the actual issues and proposing that these sickos should get all the help they could get. When you destigmatize behavior like a pedo wanking to the preferred porn of choice, you don't say that it's normal for anyone to do it because other kinds of porn exist. Yet you don't see anywhere near the stigma that this kind of porn that pedos jerk off to gets.
Yes, because it involves children, you fucking retard. Actually, fuck. Do I need to do this? I actually do need to do this. Let's talk, shall we? Give me a second, because I wasn't going to show this, and I'll explain why I'm not going to show this. But I will, however, show something I found, and I considered for content, but we ultimately are not doing. Where the fuck is it? Give me a second. Here we go. There we go. Okay, let's talk about this. I saw this video essay in my recommended about covering the incest epidemic, and holy shit, these comments are cooking him alive. So here's a thread of my favorite ones, Lamau. So this is about a video called Uncovering the Incest Epidemic, which I did actually go and watch some of. I died of cringe more than anything else. But you know, it's a fucking bread tube essay. That's all it is. That's all this guy does. He has like 10k subscribers, and I didn't particularly want to drag him through the mud. See, I do have standards, because I didn't know enough about him. I didn't really care. He's just a fucking video essayist making videos on a topic that he thinks will get picked up. But he is weirdly right. Like, incest pornography seems incredibly prolific. It seems incredibly common for people to like be consuming this stuff from some of the stats I've seen. And like the stepbrother stepsister thing has been a meme for ages. Like, people have been joking about this for years. But yeah, people still have a thing. Like, if you were somebody and you were like, oh yeah, that's the porn that you watch, people are gonna fucking side-eye you like you're fucking crazy, okay? Like, look at these fucking comments. In this video, man desperately tries to justify his search history, which is objectively quite funny. Using Reddit as a source is wild. Also true. Never use Reddit. Burn Reddit. Actually, do you know what? I think if you haven't seen me before, if you don't watch these streams very often, that's fine. I'm shit at this. But, but here's my take on Reddit. If you use Reddit regularly, I want you to, like, sit down and I want you to think for a second about why you use Reddit. And if you use Reddit to fight with people over intellectual bullshit that no one cares about, go to 4chan. Go to 4chan. Go to 4chan. Just go to 4chan. If you are somebody who likes the hug box, likes the leftism, or likes the pornography, go to Tumblr. There's no reason to be on Reddit. Reddit is the worst website on the internet. Just leave. Go to 4chan or go to Tumblr. Those are your choices. Just leave Reddit. It is objectively worse than anywhere else on the internet. Please, this is like a public service announcement for you to be better as a human being, okay? This is the least studied video essay I've ever been randomly recommended. Saying that incest in fiction is a uniquely American thing is just defamation, defaultism, and just objectively wrong. You mentioned Japan as not being known for incest, which is kind of hilariously wrong. Plus, Crusader Kings is a Swedish game. There's incest plots and stories all over the world, and really also all over history. Please don't age restrict me. This is literally a video about pornography, bro. YouTubers are the worst. Also fucking true. Most people from the American South aren't ashamed of marrying or being with their second or third cousins. Respectfully, have you ever been here? I was a little shocked by your reduction of most Southern Americans. I can assure you that most Southern Americans would have an issue with incest. Good choice using Clueless as the thumbnail, since that's basically what you are on this topic. Boy, you talked for 30 minutes and said nothing. Hey, it's Ephron! Sorry, that was needlessly mean. In my defense, I have said this to Ephron's face. Oh my god, go away. Holy crap, this guy is annoying. It's just referring to me. But yeah, you get the point. Look, there are many forms of pornography. If you watch, like, hentai generally, people are going to side-eye you. If you watch furry porn, people are going to side-eye you. There are many types of things that people have fetishes towards that you probably shouldn't advertise that fact, is the point. However, fucking drawn child pornography, or child pornography generally, or whatever, is not just, hey, this is the thing you like. It is, you have a tendency towards doing harm in the same way of, like, you would fuck an animal to something that can't consent. That is a deeply wrong thing with you. You need to go and seek professional help or a prison cell. I'm being good today. That kind of sounds like the guy who made Ram Ranch was saying to defend himself wanting to fuck his nephew. Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, no, like, It's just provably wrong. Like, so much pornography will get you fucking side-eyed. I'm sorry. It's okay. It's okay.
Say that regardless of all the degenerate and disgusting filth they jerk off to, they're more likely to feel comfortable enough to seek help just to stop doing what they do and stop thinking about coming near children and improve if you let them and stop scaring them.
wasn't there a test of this? I feel like there was a test of this. I heard about it. I don't know if it's true. Apparently, like, they tried, there was like, I think it was Germany that tried placing children with pedophiles. And it didn't go very well. I think that's true. I don't know. Take it with a pinch of salt, because I can't remember whether that was something that someone said as a troll or not. I can't fucking remember. What I will say, though, is it is shocking at the moment, one thing that seems to be happening. Fuck, my speech patterns are getting fucked. It seems like a lot of teachers seem to be getting arrested. I don't know whether this is my, like, Twitter algorithm being like, hey, this is a guy who likes to see women arrested for being pedophiles, but, like, I keep seeing a lot of fucking women getting arrested for fucking their students. Like, I don't know, maybe the vetting process should be better. Look, crazy.
Into hiding, because unless if they've done any sexual crime against a minor or even kid, they don't need to face the wall, because at that point the wall is completely and morally inconsistent. Stigmatizing mental health is not based and has never been based. Behaviorism shouldn't be the thing that people use to determine whether the fuck or not someone should seek help to normalize the behaviors that normal people would accept after getting said help. Let's be fucking real. Child predators, much like any other type of sexual predator, did not just come out of nowhere. That's a myth. They came from somewhere, in some broken home, where they're never taught any proper amount of sexual education that's appropriate enough, including the dangers of manufacturing consent, sexually transmitted diseases, and even the real problem that even predators aren't aware of. It's not that their desires brought them there. It's child sex trafficking rings that are allowed to exist by default, but that's irrelevant as to their
Ross made this argument. Fucking Bathtub Ross did this. He was like, actually, I found out that the kids in the bathtubs gym were from a child sex ring. So this video is pro-pedo. Yeah. Listen, I don't know if it's pro-pedo or pro the fact that Bryan is incredibly retarded. I don't... Like, Bryan is one of those people, you know, like, for anyone who knows Femioids, like, I'm Femioids and I'm here to debate you kind of shit. Like, Bryan seems to just take the most retarded position possible. That said, every time he talks about this is incredibly fucking sus. Did you ever think of how the... I didn't. I don't care. People did some insane experiments. Some French psychiatrists tried what happens when children grow up without human contact. For orphans, they tried on it, basically withered away. Yeah, like, do people know who John Money is? Do people know who John Money is? John Money is a fucking monster, just so we're clear. And for years, John Money got held up as, like, a sexologist and like an expert in his field, but I'm not going to bore you or traumatize you with the details of John Money, but yeah, people have done some really fucked shit around this stuff, and yeah, you should treat it with suspicion at the very least. Part of the problem with like the whole virtuous pedophile thing, and like, I don't know, I've not heard Bryan talk about virtuous pedophiles, or maybe I have and I've just repressed it. That's also a distinct possibility. There's every fucking time, they're like, yeah, it's safe for us to work in schools. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. It's like, oh, it's interesting that you all seem to want to work with children. It's real surprising there.
Behaviors outside of those very rings to begin with. Behaviorism in this context is where parents condition and placate their children by putting them into a hug box where they can't even know how they even came to be up until they hit their teenage years. And that's when they hit puberty, at 13 to 14 years old, which is the exact...
Wait, Ethan is Online did this recently as well? Really? Wait, where? How did I not hear about this? Link me, Cecil. That's interesting. I wasn't aware of that. That might go on the list.
Age that
This is real. Like, it's fucking Bryan. Okay. Okay. I actually, do you know what? Much like Bryan's last video on fucking pedophilia, I can't. It's so depressing.
Hi, everybody.
Teenagers just hitting puberty should be taught relationship advice. From Brian Mullins, a man who has never and will never be laid. Fantastic.
I am Bryan Mullins, the Fox, for the next commentary rant video of 2024. Let's talk about how and why teenagers, when they hit puberty, just at either 13 or 14 years old, should be taught relationship advice years after they should have been taught sex ed between 5 to 9 years old. Surely it'll scar them as kids, but surely they will heal by the time they turn 13 or 14 or just hit puberty in general, and teach them more advice that'll also scar them even more. And then they will heal, and eventually they turn either 16 or 17.
Why would relationship and sex ed scar somebody? What? Hold on. What's your argument?
They hit puberty. Everybody, I am Bryan Mullins, the Fox, for the next commentary rant video of 2024. Let's talk about how and why teenagers, when they hit puberty, just at either 13 or 14 years old, should be taught relationship advice years after they should have been taught sex ed between 5 to 9 years old. Surely it'll scar them as kids, but surely they will heal by the time they turn 13 or 14 or just hit puberty in general, and teach them more advice that'll also scar them even more. And then they will heal, and eventually they turn.
Okay. I don't know if this is just a Britain thing. I know America's fucking weird about this shit, but I think I went through sex ed at like 11 or 12, something like that. Like, it's pretty normal. It's just general, like, you study this stuff in fucking biology.
Turn either 16 or 17, and
is it possible to give yourself brain damage from face palming? Asking for a friend, that friend is me. Yeah, just...
understand the age of consent that obviously should stay.
Bryan, you think people ate children for Christmas dinner? I don't think you... Oh my fucking god.
Stay the same, never lower, never higher. And when they actually go through the first attempt at establishing a relationship without grooming anybody or without having been groomed, maybe this will also curb stomp predators that always would like to send dick pics or any pictures of themselves, or tried to coax younger teenagers to do that for them so they can wank to it for money, which is way different than fictional child porn. Like,
fucking what a sentence. What a sentence. Holy fuck. Stand aside Shakespeare. This motherfucker. Oh my gosh.
lolly and cub art, or even just fictional children. I'm not saying that's okay to jerk off to it. In fact, I don't even jerk off to it myself at all. Ew. It's disgusting, creepy, and degenerate.
You shouldn't need to say that. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Or way different ages to do that for them so they can wank to it for money, which is way different than fictional child porn. Like lolly and...
I don't normally repeat videos this much, I'm gonna be honest with you, but Brian talks in a way that it's hard to grasp at the straws and strands of what the fuck is going on in this man's brain.
And cub art, or even just fictional children. I'm not saying that's okay to jerk off to it. In fact, I don't even jerk off to it myself at all. Ew.
I don't even jerk off to it myself at all. What the fuck are you talking about? Why would you even... Oh my god, like, search his hard drives, holy fuck.
Disgusting, creepy, and degenerate, and wrong as it is, as long as it's not the same situation where a predator just coaxes younger teenagers to send naked pictures of themselves in return for some money, and somehow forcefully trying to establish a relationship against their will because their bad parents never taught them relationship advice.
Why is it always parents? Yes, the parents never taught anyone relationship advice. That's why predators are buying children. Thank you, Bryan. Thanks for your input, buddy. I'll send that up the line. Holy shit.
when they hit puberty. You wonder why predators always...
That ooh part was so put on. I don't know whether it's because Brian's becoming increasingly aware that everyone is increasingly suspect of these fucking videos. Hey Brian, here's an idea. Stop making the fucking videos about child predators where you seem to defend child pornography. Almost fucking randomly, by the way. Like, it's almost like he can't stop himself. He'll be having a random conversation. Like, Hayes asked earlier whether I was going to do a Rage After the Storm video. And Rage After the Storm, for those who don't know who that person was, Rage After the Storm was a German neo-Nazi girl. And she was like part of the skeptic verse, but she'd do these incredible videos which were like, feminism is destroying the West, and this feminist did this thing, and it's so terrible. And then it would like go that way for about like 2 minutes, and then it'd be like, and now let's talk about the Great Replacement theory and why Muslims are destroying everything. And you're just like, wait, what? It's exactly the same with Brian. It's just like, oh yeah, we'll talk about this thing. By the way, child porn.
always go after those teenagers at that age? It's mostly to do with them not being taught relationship advice after they were taught to say no to predators. Why should you not teach them this advice? He's too inappropriate. No, bullshit. Nothing's too inappropriate. Hear kids cussing. Not that they should cuss at parents, even though that would be optional. Nothing's too inappropriate. It's just human nature. And they have to be scarred at an early age, but not scarred in the wrong way. Scarred as in not really scarred at all. Your eyes are scarred, and you may be mentally traumatized by how human nature works, but you will heal and you will move on and be able to...
Brian, nothing about this channel. There are 754 videos on this channel, and most of them are about children being eaten for Christmas as you autistically debate with people over whether this happened. None of this is normal, buddy. None of this is like, you're talking about scarring children like it's some normal thing that you just have to do, and that everything scars you, so it's fine. The problem is as well, Brian sort of equates all these things together that are like, yeah, no, it's basically harmless except for governments and parents, you know. And again, there was this fucking pedophile who was like the real problem of parents, because parents get in the way of children experiencing love. And actually the kids this guy molested, in his opinion, wanted to be molested. He was just doing it for the kid. I'm just like, you people, okay. Like, look, the wood chipper meme is overplayed, but there's a reason it's ended up where it is, okay? I'm just being honest.
To live life as you move on. Teach them not to force anyone to do anything sexual for you for money. Don't teach them anything pedophilic about the age of consent or anything else in particular. Sure, porn is just as addictive as drugs, but why should we ban all drugs? In fact, we should do the opposite. Legalize all drugs so we can know not to get addicted, so we can just stop.
Okay. Let's talk about drugs for a second as a comparison. They're a bad comparison. The reason drugs are illegal, generally speaking, is because we recognize them as harmful to ourselves, but also wider society. The argument for ending the war on drugs is that it doesn't work. Like, this is societal solutions, which come from heavy drug addiction, such as crime, poverty, breakdown of family units, general, like, weight on the state, all that kind of shit, can be better solved through decriminalization, rehabilitation, and preferably, like, you still criminalize the importation of narcotics and basically just go after, like, drug lords rather than going after, you know, addicts. That's kind of why. That's not the same for child abuse, because child abuse in itself is directly harmful, or like is encouragement or normalization of harm towards children, because it's not just you. This is like something that seems to come up whenever this topic gets fucking debated. It's very annoying because, like, again, it's like people who argue that they can fuck their pets. Your pet can't consent because it doesn't understand. It doesn't get. It's not in love with you. It's a fucking animal. It's like, Jesus Christ.
Legalizing all drugs so that the most addicted to them can stop and get help, and legalizing all porn, essentially running the child sex traffickers out of business, and the non-offending...
The child sex traffickers are, like, not like, large business, and also, if you legalize child porn, wouldn't drive them out of business, they would still traffic. In fact, fuck me, like, since we have, like, made sex work more accessible, people trafficking for sex work has increased. These things are not like correlated, by the way. It's just that is a big money maker. I suppose there is a correlation because like there's a normalization bias. You could make that argument. The data on that's a little fucking shaky, if I'm honest, from what I've seen. But the point is, we've legalized porn. We still have people trafficking women into countries for sex work, often, almost always against their will. So the argument that would legalizing child porn would stop people doing that to children is just fucking absurd. It makes no sense. Again, I'm arguing with a retard, and I don't know why.
I think pedophiles who wank to this disgusting shit can eventually think about getting themselves help and trying to repair the damage they've done to themselves in life, much less their parents. Maybe be...
God, it really is the bathtub broth thing. You don't care about me, Jim. No, we don't. What the fuck are you talking about? The reason people in general are against child abuse and causing unnecessary pain to children is because they themselves were children once and they don't want others to feel it. That's part of it, but okay, so some of this is just societal norms. We understand that like kids aren't used as a labor force anymore, for example. Like we don't try and stop child exploitation in labor because we were kids once. It's because we recognize that that's an inherently harmful thing for wider society and unnecessary. It's economically unnecessary, and it's just better to get them fucking educated and get them into the workforce that way. Like, generally speaking, people are protective of children because we care about kids. We recognize that innocence is something that they can't defend themselves. They're vulnerable, so we should do it for them. It's completely a social structure thing, and that changes over time. Sure, like people will make the argument of like this happens in this country. It doesn't matter. Like here's an uncomfortable factoid. Fuck am I saying? It's because I've been watching Smiling Friends. Here's an uncomfortable thing. That there are some things in the West, in our moral systems, which are just objectively better. You may say, well, there's no objective good or evil. I'm an atheist, whatever. But it doesn't matter what the age of consent is in Japan. It doesn't matter what the age of, like, it doesn't matter what's happening in Thailand. It doesn't matter what's happening in any of these places. It is wrong to fuck children. Like, it's just, we have developed to a moral position where we can go, yeah, our moral position is objectively better than yours. In the same way that like female genital mutilation is objectively fucking bad. Welcome to the modern world.
More humane and not justify murder without it being proven to be self-defense and not murder. All right, I know my emotions and rambling is all over the place, but it needs to be said. It's my opinion, and you can be wrong. All right? But just don't try to start shit in the comments. Alright? I'm Brian Mullins, the fuck.
What did the comments say? What did the comments say? Can I interview you for a podcast? Who hurt you? Well, Brian's, nobody really hurt me at all. I fucking don't believe you. I was wondering why you're raising so many red flags by going into far too many details, and I see the fur avatar and I connected to. So exactly why are you bringing up a point that boils down to parents raising their kids, and just how many skeletons share the same closet as your fursuit? None. So what's your reason for going into relationship advice for children? Jesus fucking Christ. What's this one? The future of the commentary format. Oh my god, no, I don't care. Right, okay. Oh my god. I'm dying. Let's do Bryan, everybody. That'll be a fun time. Yay! Okay, this one I'm hoping has nothing to do with pedophilia. Please. Bryan, I believe in you, motherfucker. No, I don't. That's a lie. Okay, we're going to watch Statistical Data Theft and the Truth About It, long-form commentary. This is an hour and a half. We're not going to watch an hour and a half of it because I will kill myself. Okay?
Hi everyone, I am Brian Mullins the Fox. Welcome to my second ever long-form...
Can we talk about the fact again, once again, that Brian Mullins the Fox's avatar is not a fox? This is not a fucking fox, okay? It's a weird squirrel wolf thing. That's not what a fox looks like, Brian. That's not what even an anthropomorphic fox looks like. Why are you getting this done? You're clearly using AI. Why is it not a fox? Beckett, what fresh hell have you given us? Listen, I can't talk about Molten yet. I can't talk about Molten yet, guys. Gonna have to wait a little bit, so I thought I'd do Brian instead. Is this film Indiana Jones wants us to look away from? Yeah, this is what's buried in the fucking ark. Beckett more or less just explained why there are such things as bad cultures. Are you doing the AI thing? Look, there are some cultures that objectively just like have some very bad parts to them. Yes, I will stand that position. Listen, you can have many things in different cultures where you're like, that is a thing that is different and that's fine. But there are some things in some cultures you're like, okay, cool, well that's bad. That's something that we as a global neighborhood should remove and stop doing. That would be great, okay? And if you disagree with me, that's fine, but I never want to hear your opinion on any geopolitical situation ever. If you're coming to me and trying to talk about the Middle East, or about fucking North Korea, or about China, or about Russia, or about fucking Europe, America, or about like the fucking Eastern Europe, or whatever, you have no opinion if you think that like different cultures have different moral standards and then they should all be respected. You can have no opinion on what's going on geopolitically. Shut the fuck up. That's my position for you. But that's not true. We all have those positions. We all fucking care. We all know some things are good and some things are bad. This isn't hard.
Commentary video. We're going to be talking about statistical data theft.
It's not Fox,
and
it's
how
Chimera.
the prices of a Christmas dinner for each year and decade during the roast game era objectively bind together with culture shock. Before we get into the meat and potatoes of the meat and potatoes, let's set our pace by defining the chapters, shall we? Chapter 1, Introduction, which we're in right now. Chapter 2, Examining the 3 cases I've exposed, accounting for the following years, 2014, 2015, and 2016. Chapter 3, 3 is a pattern and why. Chapter 4, Why cut off the centerpiece? Chapter 5, The roast game era Christmas dinner prices, numbers by the decade, 1998 to 2016. Chapter 6, The real reason statistical data theft needed to be a thing. Chapter 7, The truth about it all. Chapter 8, Recapping what we've learned. Chapter 9, Rant segment. And Chapter 10, Conclusion. Now let's...
I can't imagine doing this. It is insane. I just can't imagine screaming into the void about this one thing over and over again. Who is he making these videos for? Like, who? Other than me, I feel like I'm the intended audience at this point.
Just start off the very video that will definitively end the whole statistical data theft saga and the first half of the post-roast game topical arc time.
This isn't an audiobook, this is an hour and 20 minutes long.
Let's start analyzing the 3 examples I've demonstrated as examples of what I dubbed statistical data theft. Let's define what it is because I submitted it into Urban Dictionary because...
No fucking way. I put it in Urban Dictionary, therefore this is the definition. Are you fucking kidding me? Hold on. Is that fucking true? Is that true, Brian? Where's Urban Dictionary? Is when a statistical statistician, journalist, article writer, or anyone else steals statistics from a different country and use it as a substitute, as if it comes from their own country, when it originally didn't. I read an article last night and found a lot of statistical data theft that riddles and renders it pointless. I can't believe that anyone would engage in statistical data theft to make a point without doing their own research with stats and data that comes from from our country. By BM99. Brian Mullins 99. Interesting.
There was no better term for it, even though it's a kind of plagiarism. Statistical data theft. It is when a statistician, journalist, article writer, or anyone else steals statistics from a different country and uses it as a substitute as if it came from their own country when it originally didn't. And here are the two examples. I read an article last night and I found a lot of statistical data theft that riddles and renders it pointless. And
nobody except for Brian talks like that. No one. It's just Brian. He's the only one who speaks like this. What the fuck is going on?
And I can't believe that anyone would engage in statistical data theft to make a point without doing their own research with stats and data that comes from our country. I mean, how hard is it to actually find statistics from this country when it comes to Christmas dinner stats and prices during the roast game era from other sources than just me, and sources at that don't contradict themselves? Let's peer into the first example, the 2014 Les Neparent article. There's some backstory.
Do you know what? At some point, I might actually lose my mind. I might lose my mind, go insane, and actually start, like, watching, like, the full roast game and go and find the stats for it to disprove him. I feel like I might actually be reaching that point. Maybe I need a roast game video. Maybe that's the next piece of content. My own roast game video. Think about it, guys. It's gonna be... I'm gonna join the cult.
Story to me and my history with this dogshit article. On March 20th, 2019, I debunked this very article to end the calories topical saga during the roast game topical arc timeline from 2017 to 2021. Fast forward to December 31st, 2021, right when I transitioned into the post-roast game topical arc timeline that began on January 1st, 2022, when I began my quest to find the average price of a Christmas dinner in America.
Brian's not a Lolcow. He's an anti-Lolcow, Deathwing. He said so himself. He wouldn't watch content on himself of people laughing at him. That would be a Lolcow thing to do.
And not any other country. Here's the clip for all of you BMTF Foxstorians out there.
I spent mere minutes, if not almost a half hour doing research, trying to find the following statistics. 1. The average cost of a Christmas dinner, US and Canada only, from 1998 to 2016 or 2017 to 2021. I can't find one without some one-off stat/article using the same old bullshit 22 million number. I would typically find one from the UK and likely other countries as well though, and turkey or ham is accounted for. How come we can't figure out how to do that? 2. How many turkeys or hams consumed between 1998 to 2020?
There is no way those stats actually exist, is there? Like, there's just no fucking way. Like, I hate this. $2 from Berry, thank you. The more I watch, the more old Jella comes to mind.
21. I can't find one. 3. A statistic that is comparable to the average cost of a Thanksgiving dinner. While Thanksgiving is a religious holiday and there is simply no reason to lie about what you ate as the centerpiece of Christmas dinner, I can't find any of these stats yet, and likely if I don't, The post-roast game era might have affected that, so, the reason behind this could either be three of these things. 1. The methodology of any potential Christmas dinner stat is untestable and wrong because they made a mistake or rendered any of these useless, even though they should get it right and as accurately as possible. 2. The methodology in general is wrong, even though the same methodology is used on Thanksgiving and works. 3. The causality, consumption of turkey or ham as the centerpiece of Christmas dinner during both the roast game and post-roast game eras, renders these statistics, that are akin to Thanksgiving stats, pointless and useless.
I think Brian wrote an article, yes. I think this is Brian, this is Brian's article. Oh, let's not get hung up on Thanksgiving not being religious. Holy shit. I'll be here for ages. Of course Brian thinks Thanksgiving's not religious. If
the centerpiece of Christmas dinner is not accounted for, why should the entire plate of food be? It is a sad reality that we stumble upon nowadays, but as traditions continue to degenerate and dematerialize, stats will become more incomplete.
It was around this time where I started doing some deep digging and productive research into the origins of the data surrounding the articles, touting British numbers as American facts. On January 10th, 2022, I finally revealed what was, at least to me, obviously self-evident, that they were relying on data that came from the United Kingdom, a British Christmas dinner survey, to try and fit with...
Wait. You wrote this article, didn't you? Am I going fucking crazy? What the fuck? I feel like this was yours. I spent mere minutes and trying to find the following stats. That's your article, Brian. Did you forget you wrote an article? What is going on? What the fuck is going on?
This form of plagiarism didn't go viral immediately, but as months went on, it did. It's gotten over 600 views as of now. In a later video, I delved into...
You think 600 views is viral? What the fuck is... okay, I'm starting to understand why 43 views is doing it for him.
The article's main source some more, and not only further proving the point of the initial video exposing this fact before this one, but reading the survey thoroughly, which came out days before Liz Neparent's article.
This is, why would you get an AI voice, Brian? You sound like fucking AI. Oh my god. Oh, I'm losing Brian light to Brian. Welcome back, man.
In 2014. The last and most important to point out factoid is that Liz overinflated the number of calories that supposedly the average American consumes by a surplus of 1,000 calories, more than what the British survey suggested, which then already contradicts the total caloric intake estimate that is shown near the end of the said article of 6,560 calories. Not even close to 7,000 calories, much less more than 7,000 calories.
This is insane. This is actually insane. I think I might be reaching my breaking point limit of how fucking insane this is. I think we all are. What the fuck calories? Yes, we're talking about eating children, apparently. God, I hate fucking... Do you know, I don't know what's worse. Brian talking about statistics that make absolutely no fucking sense, and he does this for hundreds of videos. Hundreds of them. Hundreds of them. Or the fact that, I think he might be a danger to children. Fucking hell.
So, not only is it a misleading article, but it's blatant statistical data theft. So obvious, yet nobody else but me figured it out after my video went up. Now I'll show you a bunch of clips. Hit it.
Now on to the main topic of this video. And I know some of you will understand me from here on out. When it comes to Christmas consumption statistics or lack thereof, I'm referencing the 2014 ABC News Liz Neparent article, cited a source known as Associated.
The average person eats more than 7,000 calories on Christmas Day. Research carried out by Associated British Food recently found that that's more than 3 times the US Department's agricultural recommended daily current. Hold on. Give me a second. I just want to check something. Bryan. 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 Bryan, you're fucking retarded. Bryan, you're very fucking retarded. And I'm going to explain to you why you're very fucking retarded. Bryan, I don't know if you're watching this. Where's your thing? Okay, motherfucker. The average person eats more than 7,000 calories on Christmas Day. Research carried out by the Associated British Foods recently found that more than 3 times the US Department's agricultural recommended daily caloric intake. Okay, let me explain to you something very important about Associated British Foods. Okay? Associated British Foods. I'll expand this. I'll expand this, Bryan. We can read it together. Associated British Foods plc is a British multinational food processing and retailing company headquartered in London, England. Its ingredients division is the world's second largest producer of both sugar and baker's yeast and major producer of other ingredients including blah 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 blah. It's not a fucking study on British Christmas stats of food intake. It is a study carried out by the Associated British Foods PLC, but it applies to America. You fucking mongoloid. How? This took 2 seconds to Google, and your entire video is about how people are too lazy to do fucking research. I cannot believe... Do you know what, Bryan? I have watched you talk about pedophilia. I have watched you talk about talk about a whole host of fucking insane topics. But this may be a new bar for how fucking dumb you are, okay? This is a fucking hour and 20 minutes, and your first point is wrong. It is easily disprovable. It's a multi-international PLC. Applies everywhere. I'm fucking gonna lose my mind. You fucking idiot. Holy shit. Holy shit. Oh. I don't know what to do with that. What am I meant to say to that? I just, like... Look, fucking, I know this guy thinks that people eat children. I know this guy thinks that people eat children, but this is just, this is a step too far. This is just so stupid. Okay. Right, okay. The real reason to, okay, so firstly, his definition of statistical data theft. This isn't actually statistical data theft, Bryan. That's, by your own definition, that's not what this is. Okay? That's not what this is. You fucking idiot. Yeah, you're right. The stats do exist, Bryan. People can find them. They went and found them correctly. Oh, God.
Now, before I overwhelm you with the truth about...
Just so we're clear, by the way, when the US is operating on foreign soil, when the US invades a country... Actually, you can't use any of those stats for a US invasion because you have to apply them to if the US was invading itself. That's basically what Bryan's saying. I'm becoming more retarded now.
About all of this, I'm going to get the most blatantly obvious fact out of the way. That this wouldn't ever have been the case if people weren't lying about what they ate. They consumed more turkeys and hams than were produced only for Thanksgiving and not for Christmas. Even during the post-roast game era, let alone the roast game era, not only would there be a supply issue, there will be a demand issue. Many of them would opt for the other centerpiece meat, ham as opposed to turkey, or turkey as opposed to ham, depending on how much...
Just so we're clear, because again, more people are familiar with Bryan than I am. Maybe I'm becoming, maybe in the future, I will become the Bryan fucking knowledge person. Maybe I'll fucking become his A-logger, who knows. This dude might break me. But Bryan does know that people import food, right? He's aware of that. Please, Bryan, tell me you're aware that people import food from overseas, including, like, meat. Lots and lots of fucking meat, buddy. Not to mention the fact that you don't seem to be accounting for non-traditional Christmas and Thanksgiving meals, of which there are many. There are many non-traditionals. Holy fucking shit.
One would cost and how much that would actually financially affect them. Outside of all the holiday shopping they've already done to begin with, many families chose to compromise in the pre-roast game era when it came to centerpiece meats, just as much or if not way more than they are now in the post-roast game era, when the latest average price of a Christmas dinner was, in 2023, $111.41. Statistical data theft, before I dubbed it that, was the post game era, when the latest average price of a Christmas dinner was, in 2023, $111.41. Statistical data theft.
Does Bryan understand the issue with using averages? No. There's absolutely no fucking way.
Before I dubbed it that, was so discreet and yet so obvious, it only stands to reason why people would lie to themselves as a coping mechanism to also hide themselves from the fact of their past, regardless if they killed a kid or not. There are so many more murders and deaths than are counted by the FBI.
For those of you who are not familiar with the roast game, by the way, the roast game is the theory that between 1998 to 2018, because of I actually don't know. I think potentially like the lack of meat. Maybe they just liked it. I'm really not sure what Bryan's argument is here. That people ate children for Christmas. All over the US. Everyone did this. Everyone's aware of it. And no one admits to it. That's what the roast game is. This guy has hundreds of videos on it. I cannot stress enough that this guy is insane, and somehow he has done hundreds of videos on this, and still, like, I don't get it. I don't get how, like, you can talk about a topic this much and not at some point, like with flat earthers. At least with flat earthers, you're like, okay, cool. Well, that's you know. I can see how you don't want to see the evidence for this. I get it. You can argue about lenses. You haven't been up in you haven't been up into space or whatever. I don't fucking know. But you must look around you, Bryan, and be like, wow, a lot of people are around your age, you know, early 20s, and they haven't been eaten, you fucking idiot. Do you know what Bryan should do? Unironically, is look at like the fucking mortality rates. Just look at the mortality rates. You can see it. No, specifically the rear ends of children. And later in life, some of those children that survived had replacement rears that are more comfy. Jesus fucking Christ. No, what the fuck is back? Look, listen. With some conspiracy theories, I'm like, okay, this is dumb, but I get why you think this. Like, I get that you don't want to. Like, you can be ignorant, and you can remain ignorant on that thing. I don't know how you can try and do that with the idea of eating people. You fucking lunatics.
Or even CDC.
Nobody but you cares about roast game statistics. Shut the fuck up, Evan. That's not true. And even if it is, I don't care.
Even though the CDC, when it comes to child deaths only, take into consideration deaths from diseases and other minor outlying causes.
No, that's not fucking... Oh my god, fucking... Okay. Mortality rates for like general infant mortality rates, for example, are something that we have kept records of for a long period. I don't know why I'm bothering. A long period of time we've done this. We've done this for fucking ages, you fucking lunatic.
that are rare. Millions of kids overall in this country die every single year. That's why the child population in this country is stagnant for the most part, if not steadily declining in some years. The CDC lies about statistics, the FBI lies about crime statistics all the time, but that has nothing to do with anything as to the validity and verification of the roast game death toll in America, let alone Canada. That's why the roast game death toll adds up, and my roast game population bottleneck theory video and the first episode of If the Roast Game Never Happened at All, I've demonstrated that already. The death toll definitely does add up, so there's no need to waste my own time on that anymore in this video. Also, I've never theorized a conspiracy or that there's somehow a cover-up when it comes to why Christmas dinner statistics, let alone the consumption statistics of these respective centerpiece meats exist, let alone why statistical data theft needed to be a thing. Because throughout the years, I've stated the opposite. I've stated this as much, because statistical data theft and journalists and some statisticians, much less family members, just regurgitating the same old debunked 22 million number because they're too lazy to explain themselves is a thing, and the reason. Now let's get to chapter 7 and explain the truth about...
I like how Canada is also involved in this, but not Mexico. True common.
Not at all. And this will be long. Now let's get to the truth of it all. Let's start with going over the cultural impact of their sudden and cannibalistic decisions. November 17th, 1998 was...
Let's fucking go!
A crucial moment when it comes to Christmas carols blowing up in popularity and were being made and produced easier, such as direct-to-video Christmas carols, like an All Dogs Christmas Carol, and have sold faster than hotcakes fused with cocaine. The day before led to their previously thought-out decisions to run awry, when the Jim Henson Company and Hallmark Entertainment bought out 45% of a predominantly Christian religious channel formerly known as the Odyssey Channel. While there was no ring of humanoid Muppets holding ritualistic ceremonies to hold kids hostage and indoctrinating them with atheist beliefs, alongside with some other woke shit, this caused quite the culture shock and moralist...
You know, I want Brian to produce, like, a sleep book for children. Like, you know one of those audio things that you put on as white noise so kids can go to sleep? I want Brian to do that, like, for kids. And... How can you imagine? Good night, dear. Just gonna put on the Brian Mullins white noise. Some woke shit. Like when they began their atheist purge of Christian moral values by buying up the Christmas Carol Company, and then the cannibalism began.
outrage. The Muppets were not making kids question their beliefs. And even if kids thought that the Muppets were influencing their decisions to question their religious beliefs in their heads, I don't blame them. Sure, kids were questioning their beliefs back then, but back in the 90s, many pearl-clutching busybodies thought and wholeheartedly believed that Pokemon was satanic. That's not to say that the satanic panic was entirely out of the realm of possibilities when it comes to their brutally consequential decisions after November 16th, 1998. Christmas dinner at the time became way too expensive for some, especially accounting for each separate and respective centerpiece meat alone. Most others opted for takeout, and some families even went with canceling their dinner plans altogether.
Evan, I have to argue with him because that's the only way to engage with this. Otherwise I'm going to be sat here, because the thing with Brian is, as somebody who's watched now a fair bit of Brian content, Brian will say the same thing over and over again in very slightly different ways, and eventually it's just infuriating and you want to fucking engage with it, okay? That's what this does to you. That's why I'm doing it to all of you. Eventually, you are going to be sat there being like, do you know what? I think we should actually talk about the roast game. That's the goal of this, okay? I want to bring you into my suffering. I don't give a fuck what your plans were for tonight. By the end of this, There we go. There we go. I still exist. I still exist. I do still exist. Fuck me. Okay. By the end of this, you're all going to be sat here wanting to debate with Brian Mullins. And that's how we win. That's how we win. It is Brian Mullins' content of debating with him to the end of time, till the end of the day, to the end of the world. If I can actually fix this, that'd be great. Does that work? Maybe that works. Okay. You can hop into a gulp real mouth? I could. That is true. That is true. Give me a second. Okay. There we go. There we go. Okay. I exist again. I have returned. It's fine. It's fine. Everything works. It's fine. It's fine. I think. Maybe. We'll find out. Evan, you're discussing things with Bunk on stream. I'm not going to take advice from you on arguing with people. Right, onwards. The truth.
The buyout of the Odyssey channel coincided with Christmas carols becoming more and more of a hot and popular trend around this time, especially when you take into consideration that Hallmark Entertainment is Christmas-oriented, and the Jim Henson Company was never immune to making Christmas carols and other Christmas-themed movies. Regardless of the cultural impact this all had on their decisions to ditch turkey and ham, all of a sudden, had there not have been a slight downward trend on ham and turkey consumption pre-roast game as latest as 1997, this wouldn't have impacted anything as to Christmas dinner traditions. Had it not been for this culture shock, they would have never felt the need to lie about what they ate as the centerpiece of Christmas dinner. There would have never been a reason to stump statisticians, journalists, and mathematicians into not checking up on them. Thanksgiving is the best and only example of when lying has no impact on statistics other than food waste. I know that they're mutually exclusive, but that doesn't matter. Something being mutually exclusive doesn't make the statement false. Now let's get to the...
Oh wait, hold on. Something being mutually exclusive doesn't make the statement false? Aren't you arguing that making statements that are, like, exclusive to one particular country then don't apply to another country and using data like that is disingenuous? Isn't that equally fucking... Brian!
The truth about statistical data theft, no matter how much research and searching I have done for the...
Unlike you, I made an argument that made femioids look dumb. That's like saying you walked across a road. Congratulations for breaching the lowest bar possible. Femioids makes femioids look dumb. Femioids is fucking retarded. What are you talking about?
Average price of a Christmas dinner before Chapter 5, let alone this...
And for anyone wondering, yes, arguing with Evan is the same level as arguing with Brian. I'll do it here as well. I'll do it to fucking all of you.
Entire video. All of that within the 2+ years of it would have never kicked off if it wasn't this borderline impossible to find the price itself. Had a culture shock like the one on November 16th, 1998, let alone the day after, never happened at all, we would still be with the traditions and had the statistics to back it up, just like Thanksgiving. Statisticians and journalists wouldn't feel or have the need/tendency to steal statistics and data from the UK as a substitute, as if it came from our country when it didn't, and had no reason to. families wouldn't have any excuses. Same goes for statisticians and journalists. All the dinner traditions would have remained the same, and just like Thanksgiving, it would be easily measurable. It isn't that lying was the only cause or reason why any of this happened at all, but this culture shock happened despite families having lied about what they ate as the centerpiece throughout the roast game era, 1998 to 2016. It's not that Christmas will constantly have had ham and turkey supply issues during the roast game era, because they stayed relatively cheap in comparison to now, during the post-roast game era, even during the great H1N1 virus outbreak of 2009, when it comes to pork production. And as this video has demonstrably shown, centerpiece prices never spiked severely and dramatically when it came to the average price of a Christmas dinner being $42.
I wish I could make content like Bryan. I think part of this is envy. Just the sheer output. Could you imagine if he could like channel it towards something that was correct? It would be insane. Okay, cool. Okay. Do I have one more? Do I have one more in me? Yeah, it's just 2 minutes. Let's see what this one's about. This is the future of commentary / rant format.
Hi everybody, I am Brian Mullins the Fox.
Hi, Brian Mullins the Fox. I feel like I'm watching like a Saturday morning kids TV show that's like in like a fucking horror dimension.
Back to you folks with another commentary rant video in what will undoubtedly be the last season of this format before rants and commentaries will become separate again. Let's talk about the future of the commentary rant format. I have retained the ability to keep rants and commentaries separate before for 2020, 2021, and 2022.
I can't imagine like having seasons on a fucking YouTube channel. None of it's consistent. It's an SCP. Yeah, this is like a mimetic thing.
The time I started combining them together was for 2023, and this year 2024. They've always been commentary rant in nature, despite the fact that they're separated into their own playlists and titles differ. Mostly because titles are too long, and the other reason is that there really is no rant or too much a commentary in some other ones. Sure, I've had my old political takes that didn't matter in my 2020 election prediction. That was absolutely delusional, but that doesn't matter. That's irrelevant. My commentary rant videos are getting more views each this year than last year, and even 2022 combined when this entire year is through.
He needed his own show. He'd be so good on Adult Swim. Could you fucking imagine?
The end of the day, no matter how you look at this, the future of this format is looking both bright, no matter how useless the like-dislike ratios on some of these are. The views are all that matter to me among everything else about those videos.
The only thing that matters is the views. Based, and Brian Mullins the Fox filled.
Now, here's the rant, even though this one isn't going to be as long as I thought it would be. As time goes on, I and everyone else who does make videos and content like this will begin to realize that not being able to please or convince everybody can also create detractors, and then can also create detractors of those said detractors. And these detractors can vary, but for me, the detractors can eat all the shit in the world, and they can die on any hill they want. I wouldn't give a shit. In fact, I wouldn't even give any fuck enough to piss on their proverbial grave. Because again, people can be wrong, but most times, people may have been intentionally dishonest, and some of them might have used AI to weaponize it against me in the cringest way imaginable, but that is a topic for another video. The next commentary rant video will be about weaponized AI and why I hate it the most. But until then,
And that will have to wait for another day, because I am going to do another show! Yeah, no, I think we're now recording. So, I'm meant to be going. I'm meant to be going and doing another stream on another fucking channel. I fucking... Please don't bring up eating again, Jesus Christ. Fucking asleep seeing this dude's avatar on Adult Swim, yes. Be so good. Be so good. Oh my god. Right, okay. Fuck. Is that like a now recording thing that I can like raid into? Okay. Well, apparently it's being worked upon, so I guess I'll just chill. I guess I'll just chill and wait and fucking bring out the Rose games. I don't even know what's on the docket. What's on the docket for tonight? That is very small. Okay. Yeah, stuff. That's stuff. The stuff. We can watch stuff. But good. Yeah, it should be good. It should be a good stream. I'm looking forward to it. It means I don't have to fucking run it. I need a 5-minute I told you so. Oh, look, not yet. We'll see. Maybe if something else turns out the way I said it would. Listen, it's been a good night. Thank you all for supporting as always. I really do appreciate it, and it's nice to be back after a week away. I will be back on Saturday to do things, and as I say, it's a week off coming up, so you will likely have random streams from me doing random fucking things. Beckett should invite Brian on here or now recording for the content. I could talk to Brian, I suppose. I wouldn't mind. Fucking detractors. It's like a drinking game. True. Is Mitch still alive? Mitch is still alive. Yes, Mitch lives on. Never heard of this guy till today, and I'm blown away. Oh, there is so much. There is so much Brian content. It is perfect. It is a joy to be alive. Okay, cool. Aces. Right. Okay. Just get that up. Right. I know where I'm sending you. I need to fucking set the shit up so you go to it. Thank you all for coming and hanging out. As always, it is awesome. I've already said that. I don't know why I'm saying it again. There we go. Redirect. Do. Yeah. We're gonna go hang out now recording. Do that shit. Have a good night all. And we'll keep it rolling, and I'll sound more asleep. It'll be great! See you on Saturday. That is, people.